Some guy tweeted this out yesterday. Thankfully, I screenshotted it because I knew, oh, this is going to get DMCA'd. So I screenshotted the image on Twitter to save. Sure enough, a few hours later, it was DMCA'd. But we do have a leaked image of a future Warzone map. And the fact that it was DMCA'd means it is real content. If some guy just made a random image of a map and said it was the next Resurgence map and it didn't get DMCA'd, you know it's fake. So this is real.
For ad-free episodes, as well as early access and bonus episodes, check out our Patreon. Activision devs do not play their own game.
3,000 devs can't figure out how to add a reconnect feature to a AAA title, I guess. I don't know.
Because Infinity Ward doesn't tell their consumers anything.
Maybe that'll take some of the sweats away from Shoot House.
You can cope about that, for sure.
Thanks for tweeting, at least. Thanks for doing more than Infinity Ward has done. They just keep tweeting about the soccer bundles in the store.
Things that are bad. We got a couple words. Why don't you kick it off, Tanner?
This is going to be a longer section than the first part you guys heard.
Change it, obviously, of course. We are live, boys and girls. Welcome to Dropshot, a podcast about Call of Duty. Episode number 325. We've got an actual meaty episode to share with you all today. And as always, I am joined by young Tanner.
Hey.
In his gargoyle era, sitting like a gargoyle, garged up.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Gargling.
Sure.
Maybe. Perhaps.
Could be.
Welcome to the show. Yeah, today we got a lot to talk about, actually. We have Season 3.5, aka Season 3 Reloaded. There are a lot of changes. There is obviously the inclusion of ranked Warzone. And there are some, of course, bugs. But surprisingly, I will say, spoiler alert, not as bad of an update as Season 3 was.
Wow,
and frankly, handled better than I expected. But we will get into that, of course, once we start getting into the nitty and the gritty. So keep that in mind. Before we start here, we got a couple of announcements. Got some new patrons. First of all, welcome to our new gold patrons, Pasta Primavera, K, and Marty. Welcome, boys. Very much appreciated. We also, more importantly, got some new Damascus Absolute Chads, Tyler A, and Joseph B. Boys, welcome aboard. That Damascus patronage. Never had Pasta Primavera, by the way, which we're talking about in the pre-show. I'm not even sure what the dish is.
It looks gross. I mean, I guess not gross. It just doesn't look good. It's like
it's just pasta.
It's
and
plain
vegetables.
Noodles and vegetables. Yeah. So I mean, it wouldn't be bad, but
little lemon sauce, maybe.
I know what I'm doing. I'm making a meaty pasta dish with some sauce and some meat, and then I'm having the cooked vegetables on the side because I'm an adult. I don't need them mixed together.
Yeah,
that's
I don't like
the thing.
it.
You can have they're both great items, but don't put them together. So yeah, he's gold though, so of course it makes sense.
That does make sense. Yeah, he would be named like Fettuccine Alfredo if he was.
And he's in the chat apparently, and his name in chat is Big Strong Boy. So yeah, he's just a disaster.
Oh yeah, it's a disaster. How are you big and strong eating vegetables? Get some fucking protein if you want to be a big strong man. What is?
I don't know.
It is?
I don't know.
A dish? A food?
A food dish.
Don't say it's a Seinfeld reference because Seinfeld talked about Pasta Primavera.
Yeah.
Because a lot of shows, if I said a T-bone steak, is that like a Community reference too? Because the guy, the manly guy talks about it? No, of course not. It's not, doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Thanks, Big Strong Boy.
However, welcome, buddy. And again, more importantly than you, welcome again to our new Damascus patrons. We also got an annual gold patron, Kian? K-I-A-N? It's an interesting name.
Kian.
Is it made up? Is it a fantasy name? Kian.
Doesn't sound super real, yeah.
Doesn't sound super real. Kind of looks real, though. I don't know. I kind of like it. Anyway, if it's real, welcome. If it's not, change it. So, anyway. But yeah, our new annual gold patron and, more importantly, a new annual platinum patron, Daniel S. Boys, Thank you very much. Going annual, saving money, getting a discount of an amount. People do it every week. There's a good reason for it because they save money. Patreon.com/thedropshot, ad-free episodes, bonus episodes, early access episodes, and more. Patreon.com/thedropshot for full details. Now, before we get into our other little announcements, and speaking of the Patreon, we just did our first Patreon episode for this month, but it was for our Platinum and Up patrons, our patron Q&A, and I am very pleased to report it went better than our last one.
Yeah.
I don't know if the questions were better or if we just decided to go off topic more. I think the questions were actually better, though. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, they were better, yeah, but it's because like we unironically would skip weeks in a row and handpick a question. So if we went in order, it would have been a horrible episode, but because we skipped most of your questions, feel free to ask them. We're probably not going to answer it. Go ahead and ask, though. It makes it better, I think. Yeah. So I thought that was a good episode. I agree.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun and exciting. We're getting caught up there. I think we're only like 3 months behind now. We are just, culling questions, hella skipping. Yeah, we're playing hopscotch in that channel, frankly. So if you think your question's going to get answered, hopefully it's good, because otherwise, see ya.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. But yeah, the episode is now up. If you're platinum or above, I quite enjoyed it. And as far as other Patreon episodes for this month, obviously we're going to be talking a lot about Warzone for our bonus episodes this month. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do those 3, but I imagine one of them is going to be about ranked in some capacity. Maybe another one about Ashika, maybe another one about sniping, another one about Moz specifically. Pubs. I don't know exactly how we're going to do it, but there's a lot of new shit to talk about with respect to Warzone. Again, especially and primarily because we now have ranked Warzone, which we will get into. And another reminder before we get into a couple other announcements here. This Saturday, so 3/26, we're going to be doing first impressions of Warzone ranked specifically. We might talk a little bit about other new things with Season 3 Reloaded, but there isn't really much. There kind of are, I guess. There's the 2 new guns. So maybe it will be in general
it'll
like
be
a
both.
first impressions ep. But our focus, or my focus primarily, is on ranked Warzone, which we've played quite a bit of already. And we will have played more by then. So be here Saturday. That's going to be a fun one. There's actually something to talk about with an update for first impressions, so that's going to be very interesting to get into. And if you've been playing, I think you'll get a lot of value out of that. Or at least you'll enjoy it a lot. And now, before we move on to the episode, we did get some financial contributions. Some people still owed us money for buying the Black Cell Operator Bundle. And as a reminder, if you spent 30 United States dollars on the Black Cell Operator Bundle, funding Activision's pay-to-win monetization scheme, then you also owe us $30. However, that was 2 weeks ago. So now you owe us $30 with a VIG, right? You owe us 10% per day interest rate. I don't know what that is. You have to do the math and then donate to our PayPal account. You can find donate links everywhere. But if you bought Black Cell, you owe us $30 plus a 10% VIG daily for 2 weeks. Now,
I think we just make it simple and it's $40 now. I think we should just make it 40 now.
You just want to simplify.
Because our listeners can't do math. Yeah,
that's true.
Let's do $40 for you guys.
That's a fair point. Yeah. So the interest is now $10. Yeah. So you owe us $40 if you bought Black Cell, as a reminder.
Yeah, thank you.
And luckily, some people have already squared away their debt. Their interest rate has not gone up yet. I wonder how long we can keep this going, by the way.
I hope there's another pay-to-win or $30 bundle coming out in Season 4 that we also won't buy, and you idiots will, and you will also owe us money for that one, yeah. So start saving those pennies now. Start setting aside $30 for the launch of Season 4, because you're going to owe us.
That's correct. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, we got a couple donations here. It was also Tanner's birthday, so we got some birthday donations, which I will be taking half of. Smile, get fucked.
Yeah, he takes 93%.
Yeah, yeah, that's the meme, right? So first dono here, Bram S. Whose name is Bram, by the way? That's an unfortunate name.
That's a Euro name, probably.
Bram? I've never heard that before. You sound like a Flintstone character.
Yeah, he's in Discord, Bram. Yeah.
Oh, we got Bram.
So he's some sort of European, I would imagine.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Go fucking, I don't know. Go discover fire or something. Anyway, I wanted to gift you guys on stream, but Raz had negative 1,000 FPS on Warzone. AAA Studio, by the way. So here you go on PayPal. Shut up and take my money. So I don't know what me having low FPS means. What do you mean gift me on stream? Like I was gonna be playing.
He was one
game?
of the people yesterday saying that we should do a ranked play stream. And I said, oh, absolutely not. We get 90 frames downtown as it is. I'm not streaming this game.
Got it.
And because our names are similar and confusing, he probably thought I was talking to him, but he probably thought it was you.
Yeah. I mean, we are just some white guy.
We should just actually full on copy our Discord names and avatars and make people really work to figure out which one is which. Click on the name and see who is who. Really just confuse people, you know?
We could run a psyop of our own.
Yeah. Or we could swap Discord accounts.
Well,
yeah, we'll figure it out.
Well, we'll see. Anyway, Bram, with that message, 20 United States dollar donation. Very kind of you, sir. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. And yeah, sorry that we're not going to do gameplay streams anytime soon. My computer can't handle it. It's a complicated and boring explanation, but maybe someday. But you guys wouldn't care anyway, and you wouldn't watch yourself. Everyone who says they would watch us play gameplay, they don't mean it. They're like, oh, I'd click on it right this second, and then I'd leave 5 minutes later. That's what they actually mean when they say, oh, you should stream gameplay. And you're one of them, which is fine. But yeah, there's, it's not happening anytime soon. Especially with how poorly Warzone performs, even when I'm not streaming, exactly. So, with that said, thank you very much for the $20. Also, Kyla M, another fake woman. This is the second fake woman who's donated recently. The first one, Kelly, who insists she's real. Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah. Anyway, we believe that you're women. Relax, it's fine. Kyla says, sorry, interest included. That was the message. And this was for, of course, the Black Cell Operator bundle. And this was $30 plus interest, 40 United States dollars from young fucking Kyla, dude. Kyla, nice. Thank you very much. You are hereby debt free. And we very much appreciate that. Oh, also known as Blake. Okay, so it's not... Yeah, so this was a... Wait, is Blake? I'm so fucking confused. You guys need to have the same names. Anyway, yeah. Blake / Kyla, thank you. And your debt is now paid to society. And thank you very much for the $40. Also, there was another contribution that old dying bitch Ben G made. For Tanner's birthday. There's no message on PayPal, but I think he DM'd Tanner like a haiku or something. For 50 United States dollars.
Nice.
The mad fucking lad, dude. The old man.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you indeed. That is a very generous donation, and we very much appreciate that. If you were under the misapprehension that was for Tanner specifically, it wasn't. So... Oh, that was the split. Good. Yeah, that's how that's gonna work. So, Ben, thank you very much, dude. $50, a lot of money. $40, a lot of money. All of you guys, thank you very much. Extremely generous of you. And even more generous than you is Edmund D. Played Warzone with two random morons who had Black Cell. I know I'm already burning in hell for eternity, but there is no shot I'm spending it anywhere near these two. Got it. Please apply this payment for their utter stupidity and poor life choices. So he did pay the principal on these two people's debt, which is $30 times 2, 60 United States dollars. However, unfortunately, Edmund, you still owe us some interest, don't you? That's $20 interest you owe us for your shit friends. So I will take the $60 and you pay. It's like you pay the minimum balance on your credit card.
Yeah.
You're still just swimming in debt, my guy. You got to clear out the thing. You got to pay the full statement balance or you're just going to live in debt and it's going to be hanging over you for the rest of your life. And we're like a student loan. You're not going bankrupt here. You can't file bankruptcy. You have to pay it or we'll garnish your wages. And I do have your information because you've signed up for PayPal, of course. And I have my ways. So keep that in mind. Thank you very much for the $60, but still an interest payment. So I'll keep my eyes on it. But at least you're doing a noble thing for your friends, Edmund. Thank you very much, dude. $60, a lot of money. We really appreciate that, of course. And last and most importantly, Zanoli, Guacamole, Cannoli. I thought his house was underwater or something, by the way.
I think he's still swimming, yeah. He got flooded out in Florida.
Yeah. So apparently, that was not a huge financial burden on him, I guess. This guy's got a lot of money. He owns multiple properties, probably. Or he's incredibly irresponsible, which I would be fine with, by the way.
Fine, yeah.
But he donated an amount of money. He said, catching up on the pod, sorry you're poor. Well, yeah, we are poor. Yeah. We're less poor now, but...
yeah, thanks, Mike.
We do need that very much. And with that was a 50 United States dollar donation. And then 30 seconds later, he donated $30 and said black sell. So still owes some interest on that. And then he also donated $31 another 30 seconds later and said, happy birthday, Tanner.
Nice.
So that's fantastic.
Thanks, Zanoli.
So for a total of, what is that? 50 plus 61 is what? 111 fucking dollars. Huge! Zanoli, an Obsidian patron, by the way, and a long-time, very generous supporter. Pops in and out, I would say, but that's probably like his internet connection because, he's underwater.
Yeah.
So hopefully you're in a house again, somewhere dry. You never kept us updated. Last thing I heard from you was like you were drowning, and this was like the last tweet you were going to fire off. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, keep us updated. And that's a lot of scratch, a lot of money, and we really appreciate that. So thank you very, very much, dude. Very kind of you. All of you who donated, on a serious note, thank you very much. It helps a lot. It was indeed Tanner's birthday. It's Tanner's birthday again next week, so if you want to keep donating, that's fine. Yep. And thank you to our new patrons. And if you're listening for the jingle, here it is.
Pasta Sounds, thanks for the $9.99 super chat on YouTube. Appreciate that, buddy.
Holy shit.
Happy belated. Thank you very much, Pasta Sounds. And Walt also, wow, Panic Man Walters with $40. He says black cell plus stay mad. Let's go, Walt. Thank you very much. Walt saving YouTube today, the only membership we've had, the biggest donation. I don't know why any of you are here if you're not going to give us money. It's just, I don't know why you're watching. It's embarrassing. Walt, thank you very much, dude. Appreciate that. King!
Thank you, Walt.
We're getting reports that...
our
stream, I have no idea. Nothing's going wrong on my end. Some people say it's fine on YouTube. Drek says there's like a 1 second delay on Kick. So my guess is it's something to do with Restream because there are no issues for me. You've sounded fine. 0 dropped frames.
Are the issues both on Kick or...
Kick sounds like there's a delay after they restarted. YouTube sounds like some people think it's fine. And then other people say
sure it's fine.
No, I don't know what's going on.
I don't believe chatters anymore.
Kick definitely seems delayed. Everyone said it's delayed on Kick, so it could just be their dog shit website too.
Or something. Yeah.
I don't know. Oh well, the recording is fine, so we're gonna just keep rolling with it.
Yep. So anyway, welcome to the show today. Season 3 Reloaded. Starting off, of course, as always. With, well, not as always, excuse me, but this time, because they deigned to give us patch notes. So here we go. We got the big update.
Wow.
May 10th, Season 3 Reloaded. So we're going to go through these, and a lot of this we already knew. So if we, from the roadmaps and things they had talked about prior to release, of course. So, you know, we're not going to belabor points we've already made last week or something, but any of the new items, and there are some, we will go into more detail on. So that camo challenge is out. You get kills with guns and then you get a camo. I haven't looked at that camo, by the way. I wonder if it's cool. Because the last,
I forget which camo it even is. Yeah, I don't know.
The last seasonal camo was dog shit. It was like a cherry blossom camo.
Well, that one, I guess they animated now. That one is animated. I've seen multiple videos of it, like the leaves move and shit, like they're blowing by in the wind. So that's pretty cool. I think it's that one. I don't know. Yeah, I don't do any of these, so I really honestly don't pay that much attention at all.
Yeah. So anyway, that's cool, in the game now. The trophy hunt event is over. You can't earn trophies anymore, but you can still spend them if you have trophies still. So whatever trophies you've got, spend them. You're not going to be able to get any more. The new map, Alberon Hatchery, is out. It is 6v6. We've gotten reports that it's a miserable dog shit map. This does not surprise me that much. It looked like it would be fine, but
I thought it'd be
evidently the interior of this hangar in the screenshot is really dog shit trash. And it's based on one of the campaign missions, and I recognize it now. So I could absolutely see this map being bad. So 6 has just got worse, because now the map pool's further diluted. So, cool. There you go.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So, anyway, we haven't played it yet, though. I'll probably end up having played it by Saturday. Talk a little bit more about it there, but I almost guarantee I'm not going to like it. It's not like it looks really good besides the inside of that building. I mean, it looks like mid at best, and then if the building is all awful inside, then I'm not going to like it.
Oh, steel swing people all over the roof in that map. Oh, so you can get on that little roof, too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay, I'm starting to understand
that makes sense.
I've only played Shipment, which is abysmal. God, I hate Shipment. Never put it in another COD game again, please.
Yeah. So anyway, supposedly they updated calling cards, the UI for them to make them better. I don't know, and I don't care. Calling cards don't matter in this game. And they have challenges now to unlock the Cronin Squall, grip, I guess, and some other things that don't matter. Hybrid optics no longer glint while in their low magnification alt modes. That's actually an interesting change. I don't know that people are using hybrid optics very often, but I think this is still noteworthy because it is possible that through other changes, hybrid optics do become relevant. And then the fact of them not having glint on low zoom would be very relevant. So I could foresee a future where snipers get buffed for like Warzone, and there's a really good hybrid optic, or for whatever reason, the hybrid optic becomes very good, maybe because they like triple the bullet velocity and then you want high zoom. And then the benefit of a hybrid optic would be you can not have glint and still look around and then just zoom in right before you shoot, basically. And that's the only time you'd have glint. That would be really handy. So I don't think it's relevant right now because hybrid optics people don't use, but that's an interesting change. I don't know how I feel about it. I think it's kind of dumb, but I don't think it's game breaking either. So I don't know.
Yeah. I figured, I figured they weren't showing that glint anyways for those optics. When you're in that lower zoom, I figured it didn't have glint to begin with.
Oh,
that's what you would assume, right? If it's because you're looking through a red dot at that point. That's cool.
Oh, is that? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hybrid optics are like the ones, I think that's what they're referring to. Like you have a zoom optic and then you swap and it's like the red dot on top. I was thinking of
variable.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hybrid is
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, then this will never be relevant then. Never mind. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was thinking of variable. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Let's see. Movement is the next section. Camera movement while walking and sprinting has been reduced. Didn't notice that at all. Did you? I didn't know this happened.
We'll get into the specifics on this. I watched an Ace video yesterday where he actually tested this, so we'll talk about it more there. It has been reduced, though, yeah. There wasn't much camera movement, because if you ever look at your game settings, you should have had your camera movement already on the lowest amount, which was 50%. But it is noticeably less now, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But it's not something... This game doesn't have a whole lot of camera movement as it is. I don't think. Not compared to some shooters.
Not until you don't want it, which is when you're shooting your gun, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's like I don't care about camera movement while walking or sprinting, really. Especially sprinting. I don't give a fuck. I don't know. But whatever. Weapon raise delay following parachute landing decreased by 30%. Okay. They need to add that for finishing climbing a ladder. Because I've died multiple times climbing a ladder or mantling something, and then my guy just doesn't pull his weapon up. And I expect it to be up and be able to shoot, and then I die because I'm not used to that, I guess. Very annoying.
Oh, following parachute landing. I guess. Okay. Because Ace tested some of the weapon raise stuff, and if I'm not mistaken, when we get there, I don't remember, but I think that's the one that there was like almost no noticeable difference. But I guess he didn't test the actual parachute landing. He tested like the raise delay from like dropping munitions box and stuff like that, which there was a small, very small difference in general.
Yeah. Initial sliding acceleration increased by 6%. I don't slide. I didn't notice this either.
I thought it was noticeable. I tested it.
Maybe I should look into it.
You get stuck in the slide. Can't get out of it. Can't hit fire. Can't ADS. So, yeah. Still bad. Again, they just keep making really, really, really small changes, which technically are better. But it's, I mean, we're still so far off from it being a usable mechanic in the game, being able to slide. So it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool, though.
You need to be able to shoot while sliding. That needs to be like the first thing that needs to change, I think.
And and have the hit fire
everything
spread
else
not take
matters
up my entire 27-inch 1440p 240 hertz refresh rate monitor. Yeah, that too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the height threshold for single-handed mantling has been increased, allowing for more aggressive traversal. So basically you can mantle shit that's taller now?
Probably closer to like what they did in Caldera, where you can mantle on the roofs easier.
Yeah.
I didn't notice this yet, but...
Yeah, I haven't noticed this either. That's probably a good change, though, if it's true. But anyway.
Yeah.
New weapons. FTAC Siege handguns. This is one of the 2 full auto pistols that is in the game. I have not used either of these yet. I was just playing ranked yesterday. I wasn't unlocking anything. But I'm getting reports that both of the new pistols are quite viable. Yeah. Is that true?
Yeah, we got a JGOD video to talk about later on these. He tested them. The Akimbo Deagles, which is the GS Magna, please change it. Yeah. You can do them akimbo, and they're fully automatic Deagles. They have a actual broken time to kill because they are bugged.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And the FTAC Siege I did max out yesterday on shipment. Very weird, because the whole time I was using it in multiplayer, I keep thinking, this gun is terrible. It feels like it has such a slow time to kill. It's going to be so bad. I don't know why I'm leveling it. And then I saw JGOD tweet about, like, it's very viable in Warzone. I'm like, that is wild, because it's like, if you go and use it in multiplayer, you actually forget it's a pistol. It fires like a fully auto pistol. Like, it takes like actually like 10 shots across the shipment map to kill someone. It's all hit markers. It feels weird because you're like assuming it's a submachine gun and it's going to like 3-tap like a Vasna, but it doesn't. So it feels really, really just awful in multiplayer, to be honest. But I guess it's good in Warzone. I tried using it on Ashika last night. I did not like it at all.
Is it because of Akimbo that it's good in Warzone?
I don't think it even has akimbo, no. It has a 72-round mag, and it has like 1,200 RPM. So it's very like forgiving.
Interesting.
But it's a pistol, so pretty steep damage drop-off, not good range. You have to be really up close to get them. It can have really good hip fire as well. But yeah, I just didn't like it, because by the time you build it to have like good recoil control and stuff, it actually feels like the mobility on it is worse than like a Lockman sub or a Vaznov, because you're putting like stocks and like a big mag on it. So I'm like, why am I even doing that? to have a gun that has way less damage per mag, has like such a bad damage range. So I don't know. People think it's really good, but I tried to use it. Like I was playing random Philashika for a bit last night, like 3 matches. Tried using it, did not like it at all. Hit marker machine, I think, but
yeah, it's weird that he would say it's. Yeah, I'm interested to try it, but anyway, yeah,
the number is there. It like falls into the meta TTK, like right in range with those, but he doesn't go into
the ranges,
the specific on the ranges. It's probably like a crazy drop off at like 10 meters or something where it gets so much worse.
Yeah. So we'll have more details on that when we talk about that. But yeah, there's the 2 new guns. That's one of them, the F-Tac Siege. The other one is a fully automatic Deagle, which I think is insane. This one can go akimbo, right?
Can go akimbo, no lasers though. So it has horrible hip fire. So you have to be like 2 meters to get a really fast time to kill.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So, all in all, it won't be that good.
So there you go. Next section, weapon balancing. The delay between first equipping a weapon and being able to fire it has been decreased across numerous weapons. Why is this not just all weapons? Is my question. Because this did need to get changed. Again, I died to this, I think, yesterday, so it wasn't enough. I picked up a gun. Oh no, it was on Ashika Island like 3 days ago. It was before this patch. I picked up a gun and I couldn't shoot it for too long, and then I died because I was getting meleeed. But maybe it's better now with this. I find it weird that it's only numerous weapons and not all weapons, though. But whatever. There you go. It's a, once again, step in the right direction. XD. Quick raise and quick drop speeds also have been uniformly increased, allowing for more rapid deployment of equipment, which is further improved by fast hands. Okay, I don't know what this means. Quick raise and quick drop speeds have been increased. What is that? Because it sounds just like you throw a muni faster or a grenade? I don't know what this means. Terribly written, but it's a speeding up some animation. That's what they say. So that's good. So whatever. I'll take it. Next, armor damage. Max armor damage values have been added to all assault rifles, battle rifles, SMGs, and LMGs. These values will assist in slowing down close range time to kill. Okay, so that's the route they took. Minimum armor damage has been adjusted or added to several weapons to increase their viability at longer ranges. See below for details. So max armor damage means even if, like, I could do 55 to your chest at 1 meter if you weren't plated, but because you're plated and the max armor damage is instead 50, I'm doing 5 less damage till I break your plates. That is a way to slow down the time to kill. I'm going to be honest, TTK didn't feel much slower up close.
It felt exactly the
yesterday.
Same. Yeah. Not at all different.
I think, again, a better solution, like we've said 100 times now, would be to just change the multipliers significantly on SMGs and pistols. But I guess I'll take this. I don't know. It didn't feel much worse. It's just a weird way to balance things.
Yeah, it's because they want to keep it uniform for multiplayer, because pretty much like all the weapon balancing they do, it's the same for multiplayer. So, and it pisses me off that they're doing that this year, because that's really like ruining Warzone because of that. So that's annoying.
It's also very confusing as a player to choose which gun I want to use based on stats, because first of all, none of this shows up in the gunsmith. So if you don't read patch notes or watch JGOD videos, you won't even know that armor damage is different than flesh damage for some guns. So you're already massively penalizing casuals. But even if you do know, it's not like the game tells you in game how much armor damage a gun does. So I have to rely on like third-party websites. But also, I don't think the third-party websites have ever collated this data before. So I'm going to have to like look through a bunch of different seasons patch notes to see if there exists a minimum armor damage value for this AR versus that AR. Yeah. Because it's pretty close and I'm not sure which one I want to use. And then the tiebreaker is going to be which one has a minimum armor damage value, or which one has a better minimum armor damage value. And that is incredibly fucking annoying. Something I don't want to do. So it makes choosing like what gun to use really hard. Cause like, yeah, what if you are trying to pick between an M13 or a Chimera for like sniper support, assuming those are like similarly viable or whatever, and you need a tiebreaker. It's like, you're gonna have to go look through a bunch of patch notes from different seasons, like different URLs. You can't even use sim or like true game data. They don't have that data. Maybe they'll add it. Hopefully they do, but it's just fucking insane. Oh, does it? Okay, that'd be good.
I think he actually just said that today.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
They have the armor damage values on there, yeah. By the way, the quick raise and quick drop, I'm pretty sure that is the one I was thinking of up above, and I think that is the speed at, like, when you drop a munitions, how quickly your gun comes up and is, like, ready to shoot again. Yeah, so we'll talk about that more when we get to the exclusive Ace video.
Okay, cool. So anyway, here are some specific weapon balance changes. So the Basilisk, P890, X12, and X13 Auto have all had a minimum armor damage added. So they were buffed. And this is obviously Warzone only. SMGs, the Boss P was probably buffed. Definitely buffed.
Yeah, definitely buffed.
Boss P was buffed a lot, actually. I'd be interested to try that sucker out. The MP5 burst fire minimum armor damage value added.
Okay.
Increased. Okay. I'll never understand why they do it. Mini Bach and the MX9 and the both got a minimum armor damage increase or addition. Vaznev also got a max damage range decrease, which is important on SMGs. Max damage range is what's important. So that got nerfed.
Yeah. Is it a tenth of a meter or is it 3
great
meters?
Question.
We don't know.
Yeah. I don't know how much it got nerfed.
They don't tell
but
us.
if it, yeah, exactly. If it went from 14 meters to like 12, then that would be relevant, but not the end of the world. But if it went from, 11 to 7, well, I'm never using a Vaznev again then. Yeah. But I don't know. I have no idea. So cool. Thanks, Infinity Ward. ARs, Chimera. Semi-auto minimum armor damage added. Okay. Who the fuck is using a Chimera and semi-auto in Warzone? These people don't exist. Have you ever seen someone use select fire in Warzone, actually?
No. The more I think about it, the reason they do this must be because at some point they added a minimum armor damage, but they like didn't do it for the single shot or something. So now basically, instead of just doing it then, they're just going back now and telling us that they did do it now. Not that it matters. Yeah. It's just got to be that. So, like, it's uniform in the fire mode. Guess that's just how they do it. I don't know.
Okay, so here we're getting our first. So I was saying, why not do the first raise animation speed increase on every gun? Why not just... Why are they doing it only on certain guns? The Chimera is one such gun. Reduced first raise animation time. However, for many other ARs, it didn't get that change. So why the fuck should one AR be fireable sooner after throwing a muni than another one? It's so weird.
So first raise is the delay when first equipping a weapon. So this is when you first pick it up on the ground. That is the only thing first raise means. And by the way,
really?
I don't know if a lot of people didn't notice this, but when you pick up a gun in Warzone and it starts doing the animation where like he'll pull the stock out or chamber around or do something, all you have to do is press weapon swap twice quickly and it cancels that whole animation.
Correct.
So yeah, I mean, yes. I never even think about that because that's what I do every time I pick up a gun, but a lot of you may not know that. If you hot drop on a gun in Warzone and there's some guy landing on you and you're on a roof, pick up that gun really quickly and double tap weapon swap and you'll be able to fire much quicker because it just cancels the animation. So you don't have to wait.
Yeah, that animation cancel does still work. Yes. Okay. Well then, yeah, I don't know why they even, that's all first raise means. Cool. Anyway, the Hemlock was nerfed, but it's still very popular in ranked Warzone. At least it was yesterday. And it's still quite good because they did not change. They changed damage and multipliers, but they didn't change the recoil at all. So it still has just as little recoil as it used to have. So it's still very popular. I don't know if it's like worth using necessarily, but it felt okay yesterday. Cast-Off 545 was nerfed. Cool. Cast-Off 762 was nerfed. Cast-Off 74U, minimum armor damage added. So that was buffed slightly. Lockman 556 was buffed a lot. I don't know if it's worth using yet, because, you know, close mid damage increased. What the fuck does that mean? Again, I have nothing else to say that I haven't already said. I don't know what close mid damage means. And you say it increased. I don't know by how much. So I have nothing to say about this other than it was a buff. If they actually changed it at all, which is an open question again, because it's Infinity Ward and they lie all the time.
Okay, wait a second.
But, yeah, there were a lot of buffs to the Lockman 556.
So you've been saying when minimum armor damage increased, you're saying that is a buff?
Yeah. Because it does more armor damage minimum.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I'm just trying, because it says
maximum armor damage is the one you don't want.
Okay.
So no matter what, you'll hit the minimum amount of damage in armor. So if that increases,
like
that's
at the
good.
okay, that's why it says here to increase their viability at longer ranges. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, it's incredibly confusing and
yeah, a lot of these things are very confusing. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Lockman 556 was buffed.
Don't put numbers, that confuses people.
Yeah. Do you remember in Caldera, dude, we would get all the details and we could just predict whether the gun would be still good or not?
Yeah, and
like
we use the clean Raven software, and it highlighted it green or red if it was a buff or a nerf. Yep, and they would say headshot multiplier goes from 1.2 to 1.15, and damage at this range decreased from 38 to 36. Yep, it was very nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway,
I honestly think this is why a lot of the streamers don't bother trying other guns either, because they don't understand. They don't, because the patch notes are so confusing. They don't know what they don't give anyone value. So people are like, oh, okay, I guess I'm just going to use the Hemlock still. I don't know if something's better. I'm just going to keep using this.
Yeah, they just have to try it themselves. Yeah. Exactly.
Because with Caldera, you would see like people read the patch notes and they'd be like, oh, this sounds like it's going to be good. I'm going to use this. Or like, oh, the EM2 headshot multiplier went from 1.8 to 0.3 and they added 8 times the amount of recoil. Cool, that gun's chalked and no one would ever use it again.
Yeah, you don't even need to try it.
But now it's like they could tell you recoil increased, damage ranges decrease, and you don't know what it means, so people just continue to run it because you have no values at all. So yeah, thanks. And it's very weird because obviously like Raven wants to do that because they did it in Caldera. It's something like actually like Infinity Ward doesn't want them to like put out that info or something, right? Because that was Raven's idea in Caldera. They're the ones that do that. They're the ones supposedly that I think do like most of these patch notes now too. So it's like they're just not allowed to do it even if they wanted to.
Yeah, I don't know. It defies logic and reason. It may be something like that. Who knows? Yep. It's so hard to tell. It's so hard to tell when they make changes like we increase the damage of using the Rawl and semi-auto. Because that wasn't even an armor damage change. That was just a change to how much... Or it was even like a multiplier in semi-auto or something. So once you start making changes like that, I don't know why you're making any other change.
Yep.
Like, I don't know what you do. They like use a Ouija board to make patch changes or something. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. And it's so frustrating. But anyway, M16 was buffed a bunch. So for multiplayer, that's actually probably pretty relevant. Especially if you're like still grinding camos or something, because that was a real bitch to get camos for.
Yeah, that gun was awful on launch. Holy shit.
Yeah, the worst so it's a lot better now, it looks like. But we didn't get any values, so maybe. M4, very slightly buffed. M13 was buffed. Damage ranges increased. ADS speed increased slightly. That's pretty interesting. That might make the M13 more attractive on a Sheikah. But yeah. So there you go. TAC 56, max damage range decreased. Doesn't matter that much, but it is a nerf. Battle rifles, FTAC Recon, I don't care. Lockman 762. Auto fire minimum armor damage increased. So it's a buff. And minimum armor damage added. SO14, don't care. TAC V, minimum armor damage increased. Semi-auto minimum armor damage increased. So again, a slight buff there. Some shotgun changes. Just the minimum armor damage shit. But also mid damage increased for the Bryson 800 and 890, which are the two pumps. That's interesting, actually. That makes them way better in multiplayer, by the way. Because that could be the difference between a one tap and not. And those guns are already pretty usable in multiplayer.
Yeah, the Bryson 800, if I'm not mistaken, was like the best one that already had an insane range.
Yeah.
The 890
now it's gonna do more.
Was the shitty one that didn't have a good range, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah.
By the way, notice what did not at all get touched specifically in battle rifles, the best fully automatic gun in the game right now, the Cronin Squall. So that's great. Don't use it. The gun sucks. Please don't use it. I don't want it to get nerfed. It's really bad. Don't bother trying it.
Yeah, that gun is...
Yeah, it doesn't have a theoretical time to kill of like 150 milliseconds faster than Hemlock. Yeah, no, don't try it at all. It's bad.
Yeah. Patreon.com/Dropshot for more on that. And then the Lockwood 300 minimum armor damage added. I don't care. Okay. LMGs. HCR. Minimum armor damage added. Okay. Rap H. Reduced first raise animation time. Seiken. Reduced first raise animation time. So nothing really changed there. Explosive ammo type, which is the ammo type you need to run on a sniper to get a one-shot headshot.
Buffed it.
Which already lowers your bullet velocity by a significant amount, in addition to not allowing you to run the bullet velocity ammo, further reducing your bullet velocity, which is like the hardest part of sniping in this game right now. What did they do? Explosive ammo type, bullet velocity decrease.
By 1% or 30%? Don't know, but it was decreased.
Yeah, no one knows. No one knows. But this is really what people needed on bullet velocity of like, what, 400, 500? If
a meta sniper was like 680, if I'm not mistaken. That's like with all velocity attachments, like barrel and suppressor. Yeah.
Yeah. So now that's even less.
Yeah.
Which is, by the way, 600 is 1/3 of what the Ram 7's bullet velocity was, an assault rifle, chambered in 5.56.
Yeah.
In Warzone 1 was. So that makes sense and is cool. Even though you're shooting a fucking 50 caliber bullet, that's great. It makes a lot of sense. So yeah, this is one thing we were lamenting right before this podcast started. It's very weird how selectively the devs seem to listen to like player feedback, because they don't listen to the average player on any topic ever, or the sweaty players, streamers, on any topic ever when it comes to weapon balance. Except when we're in a rare situation where the streamers are wrong and they're annoyed that one-shot snipers exist, and now all of a sudden they're listening to streamers, and they further ruin sniping for a casual when it was already probably not possible for casuals to ever hit a one-shot headshot in Warzone. Now it's even more impossible. So once again, you're just gatekeeping sniping from from every player except the very best snipers.
Yeah.
Because you want to, I don't even know why, but this is not the change we needed. And I guess sniping got harder.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to be trying this more, but this was not the change we needed. Completely insane.
Yep. I agree. Really stupid.
So, yeah. Anyway, snake shot ammo tuning is enabled. Okay. Max armor damage for 300 blackout rounds. Okay. Laser visibility decreased. I think we have more info on this. It was decreased somewhat.
Yeah.
And then there are a couple, some lasers now block an attachment. Doesn't matter. The Fennec double tap mod, I'm not reading it. And the STB single tap mod, not reading it. So here we go. Next is magazines. The mag attachments below apply to all attachments, depending on whether they are larger or smaller relative to a weapon's base magazine capacity. Okay. that makes sense. These changes will mean on average larger capacity mags are considerably less punitive, which is good, and smaller capacity magazines offer substantially more upside. So if you're using extended mags on an MP5, so for example, MP5, it has a 30 round mag by default. It also has a 40 and a 50. Those would both be in the large category for the purposes of this, obviously. The ADS speed penalty and the movement speed penalties are all decreased, meaning you can run a 50 round mag and you will move faster now than you would have before with the 50 round mag. So there's still a penalty to ADS and movement, just not as much.
Yeah.
Again,
change.
solid change. Yeah, very solid change. And then the inverse is true for the small mag. So if you're running an LMG and you're running a 50 round box mag instead of the belt, or excuse me, a 50 round, like, I don't know, normal mag instead of a box mag, 100 round box mag, the ADS speed increase is now further, and the movement speed and sprint to fire increase is now further.
Yeah.
Solid change.
This honestly, this large magazine change is like one of the best movement changes we've gotten in Warzone too, because when you're playing Warzone, you're always running a large magazine, so being able to move quicker and ADS quicker is a really big change. I mean, that's way more important than the fucking dolphin dive getting a little bit better, like so much more important. So this is like that's a very good change.
It's effectively just a movement speed increase, period.
Exactly.
Because you're right, you're always running extended mags on every full auto gun you use except LMGs.
Yeah.
So if you move faster with those now, you're giving everyone faster movement speed. That's a good point.
This makes that 5-round mag too for the MCPR that a lot of people run even better as well now.
Yeah, because that benefit goes up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so there you go. The first good change I've read so far, so that's cool. Muzzles. The Lockshot KT85. Horizontal decreased and vertical recoil control increased. Okay. A couple like very particular things here that I'm not reading. Just some random attachments, one-offs like the X13 stocks or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Let's see. Kill streaks, cluster mine, armor damage decreased. That's fantastic. I like that. So if you're fully plated, you won't die to a cluster mine as quickly. That's good. I will take that. Take them out of the game, but
of course, remove them from the game, remove them from ranked. Yeah, because even if it doesn't kill you, it's annoying and like you can't move and plate up for like 3 seconds.
Like stuns you, yeah.
So yeah, it's like I'm gonna die anyways. So the guy's upstairs and I hit it downstairs. He's gonna run down and shoot me. So yeah, I mean, get them the fuck out of the game for sure. But cool.
Yeah, and then after that, a couple little bug fixes. I just read them, nothing important. The FJX Imperium and SPX were apparently not penning as much as they should. So now they will. But I don't know. I haven't wallbanged anyone ever in this game. Well, in multiplayer I have, but actually maybe in Warzone, but you're not really going to do that with a sniper very often.
Not with the sniper, yeah.
I don't think that's going to matter very much.
I feel like the Cronin has good pen or something now that I think about it, because I get quite a few wallbangs on Ashika with it. I suppose it's a battle rifle or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. That's what they had said before the game launched.
Yeah.
The categories determine the pen, so that makes sense. Vehicles. Exiting a vehicle is now less likely to cause collisions with geometry. Okay, I don't know what that means. The heavy chopper is better at recognizing when it's in an unrecoverable place and catches fire if stuck.
So every time you land it, it'll catch fire.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. That's good. Fewer heavy choppers is better, so whatever. And then some more bug fixes for vehicles. Don't care.
Yeah, nothing
audio adjustments. There. I'm not reading them because it's fake. Yeah. So, and then UI adjustments as well.
A lot of UI adjustments, actually. A lot of little things that are nicer now. The overall main menu is still terrible. To find what mode you want to play is absolutely miserable. But they changed like some, like when you're selecting guns and stuff, instead of having like a fucking Netflix bar where you have to scroll, like press an arrow on the right to see the next one. They're now just, there's 5 on a line and then there's 5 underneath, so you can always see them and edit them easily that way. There are many small UI changes like that made it better. Yeah,
another UI change that they didn't put in the patch notes, by the way. I can now once again zoom in and out of my map with the scroll wheel.
Biggest change
PC.
of season 3.5. Yeah.
And it's not in the patch
on
notes.
KBAM. Yep. Yeah. The thing we kept complaining about, I had to press 14 times exactly to zoom in enough to see like contracts and things like that. Yeah, we're back to using scroll wheel.
Yeah, so that's fantastic.
Yeah, thanks, Beanox. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, shout out to Beanox. And then a couple other
they
bug
had
fixes
nation
here
flags.
that once
calling
again I'm
cards.
not reading.
Got your American flag, man. You've been looking for that.
Where's that?
Under UI
section,
last
added
section,
nation flags. Yeah.
There's still some missing, I guess. I saw Charlie Until said Mexico wasn't there. I saw Warzone
Mexico?
Ranked say Ukraine wasn't there, but Russia was.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's not great.
I don't know. So they said something about like Charlie Until thought it was like legal thing, like you couldn't put some of the nation's flags. I'm like, how the fuck could that be the case?
There's no chance
That's
that's
what
true,
I think.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That was wild, but
Anyway. Next section is Spec Ops, which I'm skipping on principle. Multiplayer playlists. So Face Off is now in. Gunfight OSP, which is where you have to pick up the guns in the gunfight miserable mode, is now in. Giant Infected is also in. So this is Infected on ground war maps, which sounds kind of fun if you're into that.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
That's cool, man. Like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Removed laser attachments from all gunfight loadouts.
Yeah.
That's a dope change. So first they reduced the number and then they just removed them altogether. I like that a lot. That was my very first complaint about gunfight. Too many lasers. So I'll take that. Oh, and now they've told us, here we go, enabled an oxygen meter in core multiplayer. Oh, they didn't tell us that it's in Warzone, actually, which they also added.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's an oxygen meter in multi as well. So that's good.
Yeah, they didn't say anything about it being different times, but it feels like a different amount of time, and you have to stay above water more to get more health before you go back down. It feels different to me.
We'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never know now, so it doesn't matter. But there's an oxygen meter at least. And I think we were talking about that last Thursday about how it works. I did test it. So you don't take damage. If you're underwater and that meter runs out, you like can hear your character like choking and your screen starts turning red. You don't see your health bar going down though. You literally just die. So like once your meter runs out, if you stay underwater, it's between like 2 and 3 seconds and your character just dies after that. So it'd be super cool if like your health went down so you knew like the last split second you have, but they don't. So just be aware of that.
Yeah.
You cannot stay under.
I wish it was random so that every time a player went underwater, they maybe just die instantly to stop people.
Yeah, I wish the
doing it.
operators
That's what
couldn't
I would
swim.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish we couldn't swim. That would be ideal. But anyway. There you go. Okay.
Drain the
And then
swamp,
some private match changes, whatever. Ranked play. This is for multiplayer. Find a party is a new feature. Multiplayer ranked play players can utilize the Find a Party feature to find squad mates of similar skill before searching for a match. It includes preference filters, including communication style, where you use voice or ping only or text only. That's actually pretty cool. Main language, so you can set like English, French, German, Italian, or Spanish. And then play style. Competitive has been pre-selected and will remain locked for Party Finder. Why'd you add it then? Holy shit, what a change. They added a playstyle filter you can't change. Why? What the fuck? So whatever. Either way, that's a cool feature though, for you ranked nerds. Because then you can go in with like a semi-pre-made group, and you could probably find people to run with too, because it sorts by their rating, so it'll be similar rating to you. That's a good feature. I approve of that. And then some more bug fixes, whatever. And then Warzone specifically. Here we go. Al Mazrah. I don't think we were told about this before it happened, by the way, were we?
No.
So this was really cool. A sandstorm spotted on the outskirts of Al Mazrah is headed toward Al Mazrah City, which is downtown. It's in the top right of the map, the north east.
Yeah.
Operators should expect reduced visibility in the area. The visual obfuscation effects of the sandstorm have been heavily reduced in ranked play. So in ranked, the visibility is exactly the same as if there wasn't a sandstorm. Except your frame rate is like 20 frames lower than it otherwise would
your
be.
frames are
You'll
immediately
still see
lower,
like a speck of dust every once in a while.
Yeah, they're like, you see
Really
like
dumb.
wind going by, like dust, sand flying by your face, but it's not that big of a deal. Actually, the worst part about the storm in ranked play, we haven't tried Almaz in pubs, is the audio. There is a constant wind sound. So that's super cool. So you thought you couldn't hear anything? Well, now you definitely can't hear anything downtown because all you hear is the sandstorm. So that's dope. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So that's really cool. And I think it's gonna like keep spreading probably. Or
It's gonna roll. It's gonna move through. Yeah, they'll probably move it like every so often. It'll be in this area, then another area. Yeah.
Why is my question.
These are not map changes that people find interesting. No one wants this shit, you know?
Yeah.
Make other small map changes. Don't make it don't let me physically see it on my screen. Have some bullshit lore at starting in season 4 and be like, "Oh, this fucking massive cargo plane landed and destroyed some of these buildings in Hydro, so like some of the buildings are broken and there's a plane sticking out of them." Great. Cool. I like map changes. Don't have that plane fly in and crash land every match in Warzone. That's what the sandstorm is.
Exactly.
No one wants it. It's like AI. No one actually wants that shit.
Yeah. Miserable dog shit awful change, but whatever. In ranked play, all it does is reduce your frames and ruin the audio is already ruined. It doesn't matter. Additional loot spawn locations have been added to the Oasis area in the northwest section of the map.
That's cool. Okay. Maybe that can make that
I never
a drop
go there,
location.
So yeah.
There's a bunch of the hidden stashes there. There's like 4 of them at Oasis.
Oh, I remember. We were there for DMZ and I saw a bunch actually. Yeah. So anyway, gameplay adjustments. All maps, all modes. UAV pings will now only emit from the player who activated the kill streak. If the player who activated the UAV is killed, the UAV will finish. Using 3 UAVs will still upgrade the signal into an advanced UAV. This is actually a very big change. So the way this used to work in this game and in Warzone 1 is that if I'm playing quads and each member of my team is in a completely separate corner of the map and one of us pops a UAV, each individual gets UAV sweeps. So we could effectively cover quadruple the amount of square feet with one UAV than you would be able to do in multiplayer or something. Well, not in multiplayer, but than you would think. Than if you were playing solos or whatever. But now, when you call the UAV sweeps are on you and only you. So you can't bail out your teammate across the map by calling a UAV for them, which is something in Warzone that you would do fairly often. And now that is no longer possible.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about the change. I think I'm okay with it. What are your thoughts?
So my thoughts, people wanted more UAVs. A lot of people have been asking for that for a while. So they changed it to this. UAVs, they cost more now too. I guess they don't say that here. They cost 6,000 now instead of 4K.
Well, maybe that's only ranked, actually. I don't know.
No, because it's in, like, Resurgence, too. So, they increased the price, and they made them unlimited. So now you're seeing them called constantly. So I think what's going to happen is everyone will be running Ghost, and then UAVs will be almost more useless than they were before when they were limited. Because that's what we did in ranked. You would hear, in one ranked match, we would get actually, like, between probably 5 and 8 UAVs called on us. Like, it's crazy. You would hear, we had an advanced UAV called in on us in probably 3 of the matches. That was common too. People just buy 3 and call an advanced UAV. So everyone at that point is just going to start running Ghost. That's what we started doing. That's what other squads were doing. There'd be one guy pinging, and then we'd go there. Oh, there's one guy here. Nope, there's 2 that are also ghosted. So I think it's just going to balance out, and UAVs will end up just not being that good because the whole lobby's going to be ghosted now, which isn't fun at all. So it's a good change on paper, but I think within like 2 weeks, it'll be worse than before because of this.
Yeah, and another thing too that changed is those UAV towers. Because UAVs are unlimited in ranked anyway, I never care to use a UAV tower now. I'm not risking it or wasting the money on it because I know everyone's ghosted now.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's like, I don't even, we didn't use a UAV tower once in ranked. We still use it on Ashika.
Yeah. And you know
ranked,
what?
It's like not worth doing.
Even playing Resurgence last night, I had that thought. I was like, dude, I need to switch to Ghost. I got UAV like 10 times in a Resurgence match. I'm like, this is fucking crazy. So I would love to see Ghost removed for ranked play.
And that's the core problem is Ghost.
I would love to see Ghost not be a perk at all in the video game. I would especially love it to be removed in ranked though. But then I think at that point, then UAVs become too good with this change, and then they need to make changes based off that again. So I don't know what they'll end up doing. But I don't think it's going to end up being in a very good state with this.
Or even have Ghost be like, again, moving only. I don't know. There are things they could do.
Yeah.
I have to think about it more, but you're right. Yeah, UAVs would be really busted if Ghost just didn't exist. And
if they did that,
unlimited.
UAVs, they'd have to make them unlimited, but I think they'd have to increase the price to like just 10K or something. Higher. But then that doesn't match up with Resurgence, so Resurgence would have to have a different price. Yeah, there's a lot of variables there, so I'm not too sure. But yeah. I think we'll see more changes going into Season 4 with that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then also, again, using 3 UAVs, this did work this way in Warzone 1. If you pop 3, you get an advanced UAV. So even if players are ghosted, you'll still see their red dot. You just won't see which direction they're facing in. So those are still incredibly valuable, an advanced UAV. So that's now possible. But anyway. Mortar strike. The amount of missiles dropped during mortar has been decreased by 25%. So I think that means... So, like, when you call in a mortar, there are, like, 3 clusters of strikes that happen back to back to back. I think that is still the case, and it's just per each of those 3 strikes, there are fewer bombs. I guess that's fine.
I think it's one less...
Oh, is it
volley,
one less wave?
One less volley of rockets.
Oh, maybe there were 4
mortars,
volleys, and now there are only 3. That would be a very good change, because that shit is super annoying. It lasts entirely too fucking long.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
It doesn't last as long. That's what it is. It's less time, so.
Okay. Then I'll take that for sure. Like. Yeah, maybe that is what happened. That's what JGOD said. I believe him. So anyway, there you go. Disabled the ability to ping enemies through smoke or water. Woo! That's a good change, honestly. Because getting pinged through smoke and dying is very cheesy. And it's something I would do and I would have done to me. And it really makes smokes feel not very good because they don't do what they are supposed to do. So I like that if it works. I don't know if it does. And then I liked being able to ping people in water so that I could shoot them because I can't see them.
Yeah.
But what needs to happen is the water needs to freeze over, and then this is fine. But yeah,
freeze the water.
I don't know, but I like that. You shouldn't be able to ping people through smoke, so that's a solid change. And it's also dumb that when you ping someone and they run into a building, like once line of sight is broken, that ping should go away. Because it makes wall banging very easy too.
I was gonna say that's how I wall bang a lot of people on,
and then just wall fuck them.
Yeah. And that's what you do on Ashika. It makes it easy because you continue to see their red dot, and then you just shoot the red dot, get hit markers through a wall. Yeah, people think you're cheating really because of that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, Ashika Island all modes buy stations added more possible buy station locations. So they didn't increase the number of buys on Ashika, at least based on this note. They just increased the number of potential spots a buy station could be, while keeping the number that will actually be in each match the same.
Yeah, I didn't notice
any. Which is not what Ashika needs.
I didn't notice any new ones when I was playing at all, honestly. I still landed the same spots, but I didn't notice any different locations at those places. So I don't know where those would be.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe like some more down in Port. I feel like Port has like 2 possible buy station locations, and half the time
I wish they would just make them static.
They need to do that.
I don't know why they don't. It's so weird, but whatever.
Yeah.
Either way. Quality of life is the next section here. So I'm going to look for any of these that are relevant. Buy station item selection. The selection cursor will now default, always starting on the gear option. So you can just like quickly get into gear, I guess.
That's good for controllers, I guess it would be. Well, no,
yeah,
it would always
like a controller thing.
It would always default to one of them because it can't just default to nothing, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know. Maybe it did.
Party queue interruptions. Right. Skipped over that one. You can finally be navigating the menu, like editing your loadouts, and when someone queues for a match, it won't pull you out.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever even fixed that in Warzone 1, did they? Didn't it always pull you out of a menu?
Yeah, correct.
I think this is the first time they've done it.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah. So that's a good change. Because that was really dumb, yeah. Like if your party leader went to main menu, you would just be like kicked out of your gunsmith for no reason. It was stupid. But yeah, that's a good change. Let's see.
Buy station loadout name, that one's big too. That was one thing I complained about so long ago, that you can set up all these custom guns and then you go to buy one at a buy station.
Oh, that's right.
And it wouldn't. So if you had like two MP5s next to each other in your loadouts, and one was a hipfire build and one was an ADS, first of all, when you go to that gear selection, it doesn't show you what the gun attachments are on it. It just shows like the gun. It doesn't change the look of it at all. So basically, you wouldn't know which one is which because it both just shows like a default MP5 and like your 4th and 5th loadout spot. So now it actually has a name. So be sure to actually name your guns if you or your loadouts, your custom classes if you're buying guns like that.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I didn't have multiple of the same gun most of the time, so it wasn't a problem for me, but I could see that being annoying.
I would when I was testing different builds, then it would confuse me.
Exactly. Yeah. Next one is good. Contract icon visibility. While players have an active contract, they'll still be able to see other contracts on the map as grayed out icons. So if you're like a Recon Randy, for example, this is really nice. Because in Warzone 1, I don't know if they ever changed this in Warzone 1, but like the strat there was like, okay, I'm going to ping right next to the contract that we're doing next.
Yeah.
Because once we pick one up, they all disappear. So that's cool. That's a good change. Yeah. And then let's see. Players will no longer hear prox chat while loading into a match, which is not true. You will hear it loudly for the first 5 seconds.
Yeah, we were hearing it often.
So that's pretty weird. Relevant ammo automatic pickup. One. This is not a quality of life change. This is a negative quality of life change. Players will now automatically pick up ammo to start an initial stack in the backpack that is compatible with both the currently equipped and stowed weapons in the active loadout slots.
Fuck you.
Here's what that means. If I have an AR and an SMG on my back, and I have full ammo in the gun for each of them, and I run over a stack of 30 AR rounds, and I don't have any ammo in my backpack, it'll auto pick up the 30 AR rounds and create one stack for me in my backpack. If I fill that stack up, it will stop doing that. It only does it for one stack. It will also do this for, again, whatever's on your back. So in this case, an SMG, you will also automatically pick up surplus SMG ammo to start one stack in your backpack. Now, when we say Activision devs do not play their own game, this is a textbook example of exactly what I'm talking about, because I don't want any spare SMG ammo in my backpack. Ever.
No.
There's never a situation where I need to pick up an extra stack of pistol ammo or SMG ammo. Never. Not one scenario in my wildest dreams can I imagine where I need more than 150 plus the current mag size amount of ammo in my SMG ever.
Yeah.
So now I have and now, by the way, when you run over ammo, it picks it up perfectly always. So I would love if this was dog shit and ammo just didn't auto pick up half the time, so that I wouldn't have to open my backpack and drop pistol ammo every single goddamn time I ran anywhere where there's loot. Because now there's always a new pistol stack. Oh, fuck me. I don't want this. I want to pick up the plates instead.
Yep.
So I open my backpack and drop it. And then I kill another team, run in that building. I go to pick up plates. Oh, you can't. Why not? Let me open my backpack. Oh, I have 60 pistol rounds that I don't want. Let me drop them again. Miserable dog shit change. Stop it. Doing too much. And also, Activision devs, once again, do not play their own game. Because if you played Warzone, you would know you never want more pistol ammo ever. So you wouldn't have made the change. Yeah. This is why I tell you guys Activision devs don't play their own game. This is a perfect example.
Well, yeah,
of how they don't.
You need extra AR because you'll be sitting in a building, shooting, downing, fulling people, or just firing, and you'll run out of ammo because you're still in that building and you're taking shots at long ranges, and you're not looting the person. I'm never sitting in a building just firing my SMG at a team 40 meters away and then running out of SMG ammo, but I'm not able to loot them yet because I haven't gone over that. That's not the case. The only time you use your SMG is up close, and you're either gonna die or you're gonna kill that guy. And when you kill the guy, what do? You run over his body and pick up the ammo and refill your on-body stack. The fact that it puts it in the backpack is a miserable change. Yeah, I never need extra SMG. And so the way this works now too, I kill a guy, so I will have a stack of AR automatically in there, which is fine, great. I'll have my stack of SMG, don't want that, and then I'll have my 3 stacks of plates. Well, guess what? The guy doesn't have a kill streak, so I'm now used to just running over bodies and getting the extra plate since it fills up your backpack with plates now. So I'm like, oh, okay. Let me drop the SMG ammo and then run over his body to pick up the plates. Well, guess what? If you drop that SMG ammo and you run back over his body, because you have an empty slot in your backpack, it's re-picking up his SMG ammo on the ground instead of the plates I want. I don't need extra SMG ammo ever. This is a terrible change, and you're exactly right. This is a change that someone would make that does not play the game and doesn't understand. Yeah. Does not make any... I've never once wanted extra SMG ammo in my life.
No one ever has.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one who
So this is actually very annoying.
Warzone never does. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just more wasted time in your inventory instead of me being able to pick up a streak, then I have to, what do you want to swap it for? Well, what do you think, cocksucker? I want to swap it for the SMG ammo I haven't used in 5 minutes. Yeah. Like, holy shit, man.
It is one of the many little things that just dramatically add up to slow down the pace of this game.
Yep.
And that's why people like Warzone 1 so much better than Warzone 2, is none of these concerns exist.
Yeah.
You kill a guy, you run over his body, that's it.
Yeah.
There is no backpack.
You see a muni, let me pick that up real quick. That's it.
Yeah.
You see a streak, let me grab that real quick. Yep. Otherwise, you just keep running.
Exactly, and it's that simple. So now I'm on team get rid of backpacks completely. I'm done with them. They can't figure it out. And I don't have faith that they ever will. Yeah. So at this point, I'm willing to go back to the Warzone 1 inventory system completely.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I think the backpacks would be really cool if they could figure it out, but they can't. They're just not capable. We don't have a competent dev team who's in charge of anything, evidently, for Warzone. So I don't want the backpack anymore. Even though a well-implemented backpack system I would prefer to the Warzone 1 inventory system, it is now confirmed that we will never have a good backpack system, and I'd rather have the old inventory system than a bad backpack system, which is what we currently have and will always have. The advantages of a bad backpack system do not outweigh the benefits of the simplified inventory we had in Warzone 1. I'm done with the backpacks. Fuck them. They don't have brains. And they don't play the game. So yeah, it's miserable. And it makes everything so much slower. When you kill a team now, you have to spend like 20 minutes in the fucking building. Oh, there's a perk package. Let me mouse over it.
Yeah, perk packages now, yeah.
Let me remember what that icon is for a fucking basic perk. Do I want that? It's a fucking spinning loading wheel for a MacBook. What is that perk? I don't know. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, let me look at the other one. Maybe these ones I'll know. No, never mind. I can't pick it up. My inventory is full of SMG ammo. 8 stacks. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna, it's just so slow, so meaningless, and there's virtually no upside with how poorly they've done it. So cool. Anyway, moving on, bug fixes. This is specific for, I guess, Warzone, right? Yeah, for Warzone. Let's see here. Fixed an issue while refueling the heavy chopper again. while it had a different skin than the one selected would cause physics problems. Okay. Nothing crazy there. Al-Mazrah. Reviving down players while on a train is more consistent. That's good. Fixed portaling issues. I don't know what that means. Fixed player collision navigation issues. To be fair, I did not notice many player collision issues on Moz, but if there were some, that's good. More collision issues with inaccessible areas without a key. So there was a way you could stand in front of like a black site and then have your teammate run you over with a car and it would like push you into the black site. You wouldn't be able to get out until you found a key, I guess. But that used to be possible. I'm assuming that's what this refers to. And that's pretty much it there. So next section, Battle Royale. The patch notes detailed in the section below are exclusive to BR, which includes but is not limited to. Just say all the things that it includes. Why is it not limited to these things? You only have like 5 game modes. Just list them all. So cool. So I don't know what this refers to, but it includes, but is not limited to, Standard BR, Resurgence, Plunder, and all respective variants. Okay, cool. So some playlist updates. Don't care. Ranked Moz, new mode. We've already talked about this. So not really anything else to say here. I will remind you guys that on Saturday for our next episode, we're going to be talking a lot more about our impressions of ranked Warzone and how that feels and how it plays. So we're not going to get too much into that now. And all the specific details we've already really gone over in the blog post. So we don't have much to say further here unless there's some new interesting info in this blog post that we haven't already gotten, which I don't think there is. Yeah. So this is all the same shit. Oh, this is one. I don't know if this was in the blog post. Spawn protection only lasts for 2.5 seconds in ranked, but it lasts for 10 seconds in standard BR. That's good. You're not allowed to use a riot shield. And yeah, pretty much everything else we've already covered.
Yeah.
So then they go into the SR and skill divisions shit. The SR tracker does work in game, by the way. So if you look in the top right, you will see if you're at a deficit or a positive if you left the game at that moment, which is good. So there you go. Moving on here. This is all info we already had.
Yeah, I think that may just about be it.
Competitive integrity features.
Yeah, I think we did most of those.
Yeah.
The only thing...
If you lose a match-made teammate before the match begins, your squad will be taken back to the lobby so you don't start the match short-handed. That's cool. If too many squads get backed out, then everyone returns to the lobby. There you go. Disconnecting from matches early will result in SR penalties and matchmaking suspensions. Repeated DCs will result in higher penalties and longer suspensions. That's good. SR forgiveness. If a match-made teammate disconnects during a game, you won't lose any SR for the match, and you'll still be able to gain SR. That's very cool. Although that seems incredibly cheesable. If you wanted to boost somebody, you could just queue for ranked, and then you just like unplug your router right before you all die, and then you don't lose any SR. So that's pretty weird. Although people wouldn't do that. I don't think the upside's there enough.
Yeah, no.
So that's fine.
A teammate disconnect, you won't lose any SR. You'll still. Yeah. Huh.
I think it's probably fun.
I think they kind of have to have that in anyways.
Yeah. So anyway. And then there are party restrictions. So if you're bronze through platinum, you can play with anyone you want. If you're diamond, you can party with someone within 2 skill divisions. And then if you're iridescent and crimson, you can only party with players within 1 skill division. So there you go. And then the find a party thing that we talked about for multiplayer ranked, I guess they've also added for Warzone ranked, which is very cool. And your Warzone ranked playing ranked. Holy shit. Your Warzone ranked play rank icon will be added to your social profile anywhere your profile is viewed across MW2 and Warzone 2. That's kind of cool. No one looks at those, but there you go. And PSA, these are the final weeks for players to earn the current Champions Quest rewards, which is the new contract, before the Season 4 reward refresh drops. So they're still continuing to update the rewards for those, which I think is very cool. The deployable buy station, the new field upgrade, is now in the game. Can you buy a deployable buy at a buy?
No.
Okay, so you just have to find this.
No, yeah, it says right there. Ground loot and supply boxes, yeah. By the way,
we saw a fair amount of them.
I can't remember what they look like. I think it almost looks like a smoke grenade or something. They are very easy to miss because I don't know how many I must have skipped over before I saw something on the ground at one point and I was like, why is this like a different color? And then I hovered over it and then I saw it was a portable buy and I was like, oh, I had no clue it looked like that. So I probably was skipping over them. So just really pay attention. I think it does look like kind of like a smoke grenade or something. It must be because that's what you throw as a grenade and the drone comes in.
And it takes a while, yeah.
It takes a while, which I actually like. I like that better. I saw some people complaining about that, like it's too slow. It's like, well, I shouldn't be able to just loot a buy station and just immediately have it drop on the ground. I like that it's on a drone that comes in slowly and someone could shoot it down. So I think it's a good change.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's pretty well done. Yeah, so that's now in. Lootable perk packages. Okay, so last time we talked about this fun and exciting topic, we had some questions on how it works. And we outlined our worst case scenario, which is that you could swap them without consuming them, and that you could stow them in your backpack, and that the swap speed would be immediate. Every single aspect of our worst case scenario is the case.
Yep.
So there are now lootable perk packages in the game. And it looks like it kind of looks like a self-res, but it's standing upright. It's like a briefcase that's very hard to miss. And when you pick it up, you will equip it if you don't have any perks. Or if you do have perks, you will, I think, equip it and then drop the current perks you have on the ground. However, you can also hold a different button to stow your other perk package.
Yep.
Meaning you can have one perk package that has high alert, for example, and then you can stow another perk package that has all the same perks, except it has ghost instead of high alert, so that when you hear someone call UAV, the narrator, you instantly open your backpack, swap on your stowed perk package that has ghost on it, and this is an immediate change, and now all of a sudden you have ghost. And then you wait 30 seconds, go back to high alert, smile. Worst case scenario, not good, fun, interesting, or exciting at all. And again, I think it would be fine for there to be perk packages if once you equipped it, it was gone.
Yep. It consumes it.
It's that simple, and then this is like fine. But because you can stow them, this is really dumb and cheesy. In addition to ghost cheese, as I've outlined, players have discovered other cheese, like Tanner had thought of, because he has a brain, unlike the devs. You could do some funny things with restock with this.
Yeah.
Tanner, in fact, did this himself and threw 500 drill charges at one team until they all died.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Which was fun and exciting.
Yeah.
I was standing on the roof, and all I hear is while I watch Tanner actually fucking lobbing drill charges. He threw like literally 10.
I threw like 10.
Tell us about that situation.
Yeah, so super cool. The other thing about these lootable perk packages, by the way, they're not at all rare because they're ground loot, or you can find them in supply boxes. You can buy them anytime you kill someone. Hey, they have one. Hey, maybe they were stowing one too, so there may be two of them on the ground. So they're not at all an uncommon item in the game. And yes, the resupply restock feature is bugged. So the way it works right now, you can run whatever package you want. If you stow something with resupply and you equip it, it will automatically immediately refill your lethal. It doesn't do your tactical immediately. It only does your lethal because it's bugged, and they've since said that, and they're working on a fix for it. So basically, you keep it in your backpack. I throw two drill charges at a building. I press tab on my keyboard to open up my backpack. I double click on the perk package in my backpack, so it equips resupply. Then I press it again, and it's unequipping resupply. Then I press it again, and it's equipping resupply. Then I press tab, and I have 2 more lethals. I throw 2 more drill charges, rinse and repeat over and over and over again. So that part is a bug. If you don't use the bug to your advantage, when you swap to it, it begins filling up the restock meter. So you see the meter, it fills up. I'm not 100% sure how that worked, because at one point, you see the meter and it goes like halfway, and I swapped perk packages, and I think one time when I swapped back to it later, it was still at like that halfway recharge, but then it seemed like most of the other times, if you don't let it fully refill and restock, when you swap back to it, it starts that refill meter at 0 again. So it's like if it takes like 40 seconds to refill a smoke, if you change perk packages 20 seconds in and then you go back to that package, I think you have to start over and do the whole 40 seconds before you actually restock. I'm not positive. It seemed a little wonky and buggy, shockingly. So I don't know what that feature is supposed to be. But bottom line is, this is the worst part of this update, in my opinion. These do not at all belong in ranked play. I truly cannot believe these big streamers are whining about a one-shot sniper with 600 meters per second velocity, but none of them seem to be complaining about lootable perk packages. Make sense, please. Please use your brain and make sense. I haven't seen one of them complain about it. So some guy popping a UAV on you and you immediately opening your backpack and clicking equip on your ghost package, you want that in the game, and then 30 seconds later swapping back to your high alert package? That's a fucking joke and cheesy. That certainly needs to be removed from ranked without a doubt. Now that we have ranked, if you want to keep this cheesy shit in pubs, whatever, fine. I don't like it, but if you want to keep it there, okay. Yeah, but this in ranked, complete joke. And again, really shows you the devs don't play their own game. Because, like, did none of you think how that was going to work? Like, do you not realize an immediate swap to something like Ghost, how strong that is in ranked mode?
Yeah.
Use your brain, please. Yeah, this is incredibly stupid. In my opinion, this is the lowest part. This is the lowest point of the of this patch, are the lootable perk packages specifically for ranked.
Yeah. Well, the thing that sucks too is that, like, what you'd really want to do is set up a loadout with your own custom perk package that has Ghost on it, and then set one up that has restock. And then you buy one loadout, get the whatever, buy one loadout, get the high alert perk package, and then at the free loadout drop or whatever, you get a different package that has Ghost on it. So now and then your previous perk package will be on the ground, stow that, and now you have Ghost and restock. That is like pretty easy to do and is something that everyone should be doing if you want to win games. Because it's because again, if you're going to get 2 loadouts anyway, which a lot of people are going to do, then there's no reason not to do this. Other than it's just kind of annoying and I don't want to have to do it. But because it's in the game, I do have to do it because everyone else is going to be doing it. This is the problem with adding shit like this, is that it's not fun for me to have to, like, do all this dog shit micromanaging, opening my backpack and swapping to a different perk package when I hear a UAV is popped. Now, that's incredibly strong, and if I want to win as many games as possible, I'm gonna do it, but I don't want to do it because it's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
And it's not fun. And really, I'm not playing Warzone to open my backpack and swap perk packages every time I hear UAV called. I'm playing Warzone to shoot other people with a gun. But you can't then reply to me and say, "Oh, well, if you don't want to do it, then just don't do it." Well, no, that's not an option because other people are going to do it because it offers a competitive advantage. So even though it is annoying and I don't want to do it, I'm gonna do it. because everyone else is going to do it. I'm not just going to hamstring myself just because it's annoying to me. But what it does mean is that I'm going to have less fun playing Warzone because now I have to do more cheesy micromanagement dog shit like this. When you add features that are really strong but not fun, you're forcing people to do it. You can't, it's not like, oh, if you don't like it, just turn it off. It's like narrator audio. It's like, oh, if you think the narrator's too loud or he talks too much, just turn off the narrator volume. It's like, well, I can't do that because I need to know when there's an enemy UAV coming in. So like, I don't have the option to do that. Like, yeah, I could just turn the narrator off. That's available to me, but I'd be massively disadvantaging myself, so I'm not going to. Same thing with this perk package shit. And by the way, on the restock or resupply bug, where it instantly refills your lethals, guess what? Once they fix the bug, that's barely going to help. Here's what you do instead. Run resupply drill charge. Once you have 2 drill charges on your character, you open your backpack, you stow the 2 drill charges on your character, it moves those 2 to the backpack, and now you're instantly starting the refresh over 30 or 40 seconds of your next 2 drill charges. Once those 2 fill up, open your backpack, store 2 more.
Can you do that? Can you stow something that's on your character, like a lethal or tactical? I've never tried to do that.
I'm virtually certain you can.
Huh. I guess I've never even thought about it. I've never tried it.
If you can't, there would still be an easy way to cheese it, which would just be to have find a lethal on the ground, pick it up, and then you'll drop the 2 drill charges and you stow them in the backpack. And
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And then you drop
I mean, still, then you like,
it's still choosable.
If you're really going to do that, then yeah, it's like you can't carry extra ammo or extra plates. So people won't really end up doing that a whole lot, I don't think.
Well, I mean, yeah, I agree. It would be better than it being bugged like it is now, for sure.
I mean, yeah, you could literally throw right now, you can stand on the same spot and in a minute throw, I don't know how many drill charges. It's probably actually like, probably throw 2 drill charges like every 4 seconds by the time you restock it and everything. So yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be able to do it as crazy. So obviously fixing the glitch will help a lot. But even with these perk packs too, it was cheesy because I was like, oh, hey, I have resupply. Jake, do you want to take this package for a second and resupply yourself? So he's like, oh, okay, sure. So Jake would take it, do the bug, resupply, or he'd hold on to it for a little bit. So he also resupplied his tacticals, then drop it again for me. And then I'd still have it. Yeah. It's just cheesy, stupid bullshit that doesn't belong in ranked, especially. Also, you had said the thing about when you grab your second loadout drop or something, get a different perk package. Are you sure that's how it works? Because I don't think we confirmed that, and this doesn't say. I'm not sure if grabbing a loadout would drop your perk package or if it just replaces your current one.
I'm not 100% positive.
I don't think it drops it.
Sure.
See, I'm thinking the exact opposite. I'm pretty sure it would just equip the new one and not drop the other one, because it says eliminated players will drop their packs. Looting a perk pack immediately equips it and forces the previously equipped package, if any, to drop on the ground. So I guess, yeah, if they consider getting your loadout drop looting, then yeah, that would be the case.
I never looked because I haven't been doing the cheese shit yet. Yeah. Because I didn't care to set it up really yesterday. But so I don't know. Maybe not, but even if it doesn't work that way, that would help slightly, but not really. Yeah. Because then what you would do, I mean, you're playing trios ranked, you'd have one person. Oh, wait. No, let me think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how. There would be a cheese available. I don't know what it would be. If anything, it's like you kill one team and they're going to be running a perk package that you would want, probably. I don't know. But yeah, it's dumb either way. But I think it would drop it on the ground. I don't know. We'll find out and we'll get back to you guys on Saturday on that topic. But many of you probably already know. Again, we weren't looking because we weren't doing it. So yeah. Yeah. Personal custom perk packs will be available via squad loadout drops, in addition to finding those created by other players when you eliminate them. You know what else I wonder if you could do? If you have one perk package equipped, I wonder if you could stow it or drop it on the ground. No, it says that. If you have an active perk pack, you can't drop it unless it's replaced with another. Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah, so eliminated players will drop their perk packages. Players can only have one active at a time, so one group of 4. Players cannot unequip an active perk pack, okay, unless it's replaced by another. Looting a perk pack immediately equips it and forces the previously equipped perk pack to drop on the ground as a loot item. Purchasing a perk pack immediately equips it and forces the previously equipped perk pack to enter the player's backpack. Can you purchase a custom perk pack?
No.
Or only the default dogshit ones? Okay. No. Yeah. So there are also, for $3,500, default perk packs you can buy. And one of them has Ghost.
Yeah. One of them has Ghost. One of them has Resupply. Not in the same one, though. There's a Ghost package, and there's a package that also has Resupply.
Yes. Yeah. So maybe if you did want to cheese it and it doesn't work the way I think it does, you could just buy the Insurgent perk package, which has Ghost, because you're only using it for 30 seconds while the UAV is up, so the other perks don't matter that much. So you just run your custom perk pack as High Alert, and then you just buy for $3,500 the Insurgent default perk pack, and that has Ghost on it. So you just swap to that for 30 seconds. Even though it doesn't have fast hands, it's only 30 seconds. It's not that big of a deal. So it would still be dog shit, yeah. So it's just a dumb system. Poorly thought out system. It needs to consume once it's picked up. I think that would help most of the issues.
Yeah.
But anyway. Al-Mazrah BR. Rebreather is a new field upgrade. Previously seen in DMZ, this item allows players to extend the duration of their breath while swimming underwater. I haven't seen one yet. But I
don't know if they were in
now.
when we were playing. Yeah, it may have came after, because it says amended at 2 p.m. I never saw. I mean, we could have just skipped over them. They're probably like really small, just like you can't see throwing knives on the ground at all. It's probably like that.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
so
true.
Invisible.
Gulag entry kit. This rare item found via ground loot and supply boxes provides players with an additional Gulag attempt if they've already entered the Gulag during a match. You can only hold one Gulag attempt, or Gulag entry kit, which includes the initial free attempt. Oh, okay. Yeah. So if you haven't been into Gulag yet, you can't pick this up. But if you have, then you can. Okay. So there you go. I didn't see this at all either.
These
but
aren't
it doesn't
ranked.
belong in ranked, obviously.
It's not, yeah.
Oh, it's not in ranked,
Correct.
you said.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's why. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. All right, then yeah, whatever. Dumb, but we already talked about that. The most wanted contract, the reward crate, this answers our question, will now drop when players eliminate the most wanted target. So if you finish a most wanted, you get a little supply drop thing. And if you kill a most wanted, I guess you also get the crate now too, which is fine. Further incentive to go kill that person. So there you go. Buy station inventories have been adjusted to provide players with an expected static list of purchasable items, so it's more uniform. UAVs are always in the buy station, and they're now 6 racks. And then limited gear items also exist in buy stations. You can only buy 2 of them at a buy. I don't know if this is per team or per buy station. I think it's per team, but I'm not sure. 2 counter UAVs, 2 cluster mines, 2 self-reses, and 2 durable gas masks. So that's a good change.
I was going to say loadout markers 20k. I guess that's not true, right? Because it's still different per squad sizes.
Yeah, it's still different.
Okay, yeah, because it says, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But anyway, it's once again a step in the right direction. A shuffle in the right direction. But yeah. Let's see. Intel contract doubled the radius of the upload station capture zone. I thought they changed more than that about the Intel contract.
I think that had been earlier. That's what I think Jakin said in Discord. It had been a while ago they made that change, which we probably read but didn't really think about it. I think that was in like season 3 or sometime in season 2. And we did 2 Intel contracts yesterday. And yeah, they're pretty much exactly the same as a Warzone 1 Recon now. So you just don't get the bonus for stacking them. So it's like you do it once, you get a little circle peak, cool. You get $2,000 per person. You do another one and you want to stack it, doesn't matter. You can do 10 of them, you're still only getting $2,000 per person every time. But
yeah.
They're definitely viable.
They're easier to do now as well, because I think you just like press the button and then you don't even have to be on it to be capping it. In addition, there's no beam
you
in
do
the
have to be
sky
on it. That's why it's saying it doubled the radius of that capture zone.
Oh,
yeah, because that's what I was saying yesterday when we were capping the one on the roof.
Then,
Because we were capping the one on the roof when we landed there on a chopper, and you and Jake were capping it, and I was like, is it going faster when I like come in and leave the zone? And you guys were like, no, it doesn't seem like it.
Okay, interesting. Okay, sure. There's also no like light in the sky that goes up when you're doing it anymore.
Yeah, I guess not, huh? I didn't notice one.
Yeah. So that makes them slightly better as well. So yeah, I would say they're virtually equivalent to a recon now. Minus the cash bonus from
and you
contracts.
still get loot there. It drops loot on the ground when you complete it.
Yeah, you still get some loot. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there you go. Let's see. Redeploy drones. These are balloons. Distance throw. Players using a balloon in Al-Mazrah will now receive an increased vertical boost when launched to better align with the size of the map. So you go farther. That's good. I did notice that.
I noticed that trying to shoot at people.
Better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it myself necessarily, but when I was trying to shoot at people, I was like, holy shit, that guy just flew off the balloon.
Yeah. And then they are also now static spawns from match to match, and they spawn prior to infill to allow players to plan their best infill strategies. I didn't notice that, but it did seem like there were more balloons in Moz. I don't know if they also changed that, or just having them static. I don't know. But we actually use some balloons on Moz, which usually we wouldn't.
It seemed like
there are more now.
There was almost one, I think, per POI, just about. Per named POI.
Yeah. Which is good. I don't think there are too many. I think there's a
No, there's certainly not too many. If anything, they want to add balloons in. There's actually not enough, I would say. But it's good, I think.
Yeah. Okay, for now, this is Al-Mazrah BR loadout drops. Contested loadout drops at circles 2 and 5, these are like the free ones, have been changed to squad loadout drops to match the ranked play and Resurgence. So before, it used to just drop, like you would be able to hit the same crate as anyone else in the vicinity. Now, it's like only you can hit your loadout drop.
Yeah.
Like Warzone 1 was, which is a good change.
Yeah, so you know if someone's there. If you're out in Quarry and you don't hear anyone and there are 2 loadout drops, you're like, oh shit, there's another team close by here with us. So, big change. Should have been in Warzone 2 Battle Royale from the day the game launched. So yeah, this is cool. I like big change here.
Yeah. Yeah. Good one. Solid.
Because you can pull it a lot. You can pull it now. You can say, oh, let's go out here in the middle of nowhere more and pull loadout towards us. They drop
and it gives you good intel on how many people are around you.
Yeah, great change.
Yeah, for sure. Once again, just going back to Warzone 1, which is all we ever wanted from launch, but cool. Strongholds, the AI are complete dog shit now. Why do we have them in the game at this point? Their only primary is a Kastov 7.62 now, I guess, also. Which is kind of nice because the shotguns were annoying. But yeah.
Hold on, removed armor plates. Weren't we fighting regular AI at strongholds with armor plates?
There were plenty of AI with plenty of armor,
yeah, so
I
that's
don't know
wrong.
what that means. Yeah.
Also, again, with AI, they always use percentages, so they reduce the accuracy of AI by 27%. Where's my percentages for my own weapons that I use? Yeah. I mean, holy shit, man. If there's one thing I don't care about a percentage for, it's how much the AI got nerfed. I just don't care for that, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And something they didn't put in here, I was watching some streams yesterday, and people say the black sites got harder. The AI at the black sites are harder than before, but the strongholds are easier.
Interesting.
A lot of them were doing black sites. I'm not really sure why. I don't know if,
for the advance.
I guess in advance or something.
Yeah.
I guess at a lot of money too, but yeah, a lot of the big streamers were doing that yesterday. They were doing black sites.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed that too, actually. I was watching a fair amount of streams.
Yeah, I was watching Huskers, and it was him and Unrational and Scummin. Unrational and Scummin both got down doing a black site, and Huskers was like one shot and was able to get away.
Yeah.
And it was like, they're fucking rough, yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, cool. AI in Warzone. Gulag, decrease the number of armor plates that players spawn with from 2 to 2, down from 3. But in ranked, you still spawn with 3 in the Gulag. Just keep it at 3. I don't get it, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then Moz loadout drop event. A second loadout drop has been added to Massive Resurgence. This will occur after the 5th circle begins to close. So that's good, but whatever. Anyway. Moving on, next section is DMZ. I don't want to read any of this. So
there's a new map.
You?
No, there's a new map, and it's like dark and inside, I think, or mostly inside.
The new exclusion zone,
Yeah.
DMZ is completely chalked. I was barely interested after the last time I played it, and once they added pay-to-win operator fucking cosmetics or whatever, I don't care at all. Yeah. And that's it. That's the blog post. So actually, like I said, a fairly meaty little item. A lot of changes. Weapon balance leaves, I don't know how it was actually, because they didn't tell us. They pretended to by saying close mid damage increased. But other than that, the 2 new guns are actually relevant. The new 6's map is dog shit. Some good changes for attachments, particularly the extended mag penalties being further reduced is a good thing, as well as the quick raise and quick drop shit being faster, whatever that means, to whatever extent it means. These are, again, shuffles in the right direction. And beyond that, I mean, explosive bullet velocity further decreased is fucking insane. Lasers being less visible is good. And then ranked is in the game. So on the topic of ranked, once again, we will be talking about this more on Saturday, as well as our impressions kind of generally about the season. But again, it's going to be primarily ranked. I think this season Reloaded is pretty solid, all things considered. The state of the game is still not good. And this is just what we were saying yesterday after playing ranked. The problem really with Warzone 2 right now, as far as I'm concerned anyway, is not like one big glaring issue with the game that makes it unfun, but it is actually, if I sat down and wrote a list, I could think of probably, without exaggeration, I could think of probably 20 things that are fairly small, some of which are very big, a big deal. Like I can't hear things. That's a big deal. But I could think of 20 problems, most of which are fairly inconsequential on their own, that when you put them all together and they are constant and persistent issues, really add up to detract significantly from the play experience. So a couple examples. The thing where you store pistol ammo now. So now I have to spend an extra 5 seconds total in the first circle in my backpack that I shouldn't need to. If that was the only problem with Warzone 2, I would love this game. Not that big of a deal. But it is kind of annoying. But on top of that, when you add things like, when I finish climbing a ladder, my weapon isn't ready to be fired for like 700 milliseconds for no reason. If this was the only issue with Warzone 2, I would love this game. It's not the end of the world, but it's annoying, and I wish it wasn't in the game. When there is a counter UAV and I don't know where my loadout crate is because it doesn't show up in the minimap or the map unless I literally am looking at it, and then I still wouldn't know what it is because the icon isn't above it. If that was the only problem, I'd love the game. But it's not. And that's the point. There are so many, and I could keep going for quite a while, especially if I sat here and thought about it and wrote down a list. Actually 20 plus. I'm not kidding. And some of the issues are obviously bigger, like there's no parachute audio. There's no footstep audio. There's no rappel audio.
Yeah, it could be far more than 20.
It could be a lot of issues.
Yeah, I mean, you can make a list of like 100 things that are minor, but make the game a lot worse. Yeah, and just overall little bugs with the game. Like, still, you do. It's like people think you're just complaining, but like, seriously, go and play for like a few hours. And like, if we actually wrote every little thing down that happens numerous times a match that is annoying, a bug or a bad feature, like that list would be so long. There are just so many little things. Like there's not even a big glaring issue. Like people always talk about like the big ones, like the time to kill and movement. But it's like when you compare that to 50 other things that are small and annoying, I would much rather have the 50 other small and annoying things fixed before I would have them add 50 health to change the time to kill. Like, there's just a lot of little things always that is annoying with the game. Yeah. Like looting still, even just like half the time I run over plates, it still just doesn't work. Half the time there's a plate sitting on the ground, I look at it and press F, it still doesn't work. There was a funny one yesterday. I was watching Huskers. Guess what? He drops an ammo box. He's standing, I'm not kidding, above the ammo box, staring at it. He presses F on his keyboard. What does it do? It picks up like a gun or something that was on the ground 5 feet away that he's not looking at. That has been an issue since Warzone 1. You'll park your car next to a buy station. You'll be staring at the buy station, and I press F to interact, and I hop back on the car that is 3 feet directly behind me, the opposite direction of where I'm looking. Like, you like start writing all these things down. The list is absurd. All these little tiny minor inconveniences, but stacked on top of each other, are extremely frustrating. And that's like Warzone. There's not a big issue with the game right now. It's just all of the small, annoying dog shit features and bugs in the game that are still there.
And like you said, when you add them all up, and keep in mind, they are obvious in every single match you will play. So it's not like it's 50 small issues and you encounter 20 per match. You encounter all 50 per match. But they're all like a lot of them are like very small, not that big of a deal on their own. But when you add them all up, it just makes playing the game so laborious and frustrating, because it's like, oh, I just mantled on top of a building when I was trying to jump inside of the window. Yeah. Okay, let me jump down.
Right. And then I can't jump through the glass and break it. Yeah.
So then I fucking walk around and knock on the door. So then I'm in the building, and then I see some plates and I go to pick them up, but my backpack's full. So my backpack gets pulled up. My backpack wasn't full. Oh, there's 8 stacks of pistol ammo. Okay, let me drop these. And it's just all of these little things all added together. And then some guy sprints at you full speed and kills you in 200 milliseconds that you never heard that you should have heard. Well, now all those little frustrations that you experience every single match that you just experienced this match just are so much more annoying.
Yeah.
That it makes the game very hard to really enjoy. And it makes not doing well in a match far more frustrating and negative than if the game behaved perfectly and then you died or whatever. That is the big problem with Warzone 2. And I dare say, for all of the faults Warzone 1 had, it was never a death of 1,000 paper cuts like this feels right now. Where half of the things, the minor things we're talking about, are just bugs that haven't been fixed. Like not picking up plates when you should be. And then half of them are just bad features as well. So it's a combination of the two. And it's very, very, very annoying. And it didn't happen, I don't think. It was not this bad in Warzone 1. The problems with Warzone 1 were usually 1 to 5 massive glaring issues.
Yeah. It's broken guns or audio.
The most obvious one was just cheaters. It was like Warzone 1 was really fun for many months if there wasn't a cheater in your lobby. But if there was, then obviously that alone is big and it ruins the game. Like, oh, okay, I'll just stop playing. And we did that for months. There was a couple month stretch where Warzone, we would have fun if there weren't cheaters in every single game, but there were. So we just stopped playing. But it was never, or like, another big issue, the existence of dead silence, or even not hearing people, even though there was dead silence.
Dead silence, that's stopping like power, yeah.
Massive issue that made the game not fun, but it was fun outside of that because everything just worked fairly well most of the time. Obviously, there were problems in that game, but This is different, and it's very hard to describe unless you like sit down and play Warzone 2 for like 2 hours, and you'll just like be annoyed. You'll feel the same way where you would feel if you haven't eaten in like 2 hours longer than you normally hadn't eaten by that time of day normally. Where you're just kind of annoyed at everything, but there's nothing happened that's more annoying than usual, but you feel more annoyed, and it's because you haven't eaten yet, and normally you would have by now. That feeling, that's what you get playing Warzone 2. That's what all these things do. Very frustrating. But again, we will talk more about this on Saturday. I just thought I would bring that up. Those are my overall impressions of Season 3 Reloaded. And the 1,000 paper cuts shit, that did not get better with Season 3 Reloaded. That got worse.
No.
But another thing that did get better is the server performance feels certainly better than it did before. The client side performance did not. My frames are still dog shit. But less stuttery, but like constant low frames, which is better than before also. But still not good. And still worse than pre-Season 3. What are your overall thoughts?
I think this is the best season or season reloaded update since there's nothing in between anymore in Warzone 2. We don't get updates every 1 or 2 weeks like we used to. So this is, I think, probably the best patch we've had, only because there's nothing major that ruined the game, honestly. It's not because the game got any worse or any better. It just didn't get worse, and they did make a lot of small changes. Like we've been talking about, the small changes add up to make the bigger changes. Like the loadout, the squad loadout system on MWIII instantly makes MWIII so much better that I don't have to run 500
Static
meters
buy.
to the middle of the zone where the plane decided to drop a loadout. So that's excellent. Yeah, uniform buy stations, cool, great. Those little things, the ones no one have talked about, are the biggest changes. All the little what are some of the other things we talked about, like the speeds of gun raising, that does make a very small difference. That all adds up. The
balloons taking you farther in Moz.
Just a tiny change. Thing. Yeah.
But like adds up. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, kill streak tablet icon. I don't think we talked about that in the quality of life. But now when you see a kill streak on the ground, you don't even have to look at it and you can see what it is because it'll show like a counter UAV icon. Great little small change. The oxygen meter. Cool. Great. Just it's all the little things. So nothing really got that much worse, and we got a lot of tiny improvements here and there. So that's the biggest thing. Nothing major in either direction, really. The perk packages by far is the worst part of this update for me. But as I said, I could go for this in pubs. That's fine. This should not be in ranked mode at all.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But yeah, I think a lot of people are still just let down because they're all just still like, oh, movement change, time to kill change. That's all they think about. That's all the most popular streamers want. Movement, time to kill. It's all they ever talk about. They never think about the little tiny changes. So we did get a lot of fixes to those small ones. In this, there's still 1,000 of them, but And
there are new ones now also. Yeah.
So I would say this is the best update we've had in Warzone 2, I would say.
I think I would agree. Probably. Well, yeah, probably. Recently anyway. I mean, you used to not be able to buy a loadout. That was pretty bad. Yeah. So when we got that was pretty good.
But that was so recently, obvious that it should have been in at launch that I didn't want to thank them because it's like
didn't include
cool.
It, yeah.
It's like fuck you, Why do you not just have that in launch? That was like such a joke. So yeah, I think overall it's been a good update.
Yeah, for sure.
Will the footstep audio ever get better in Warzone? No, fuck no. Of course not.
I'm never reading audio again.
Yeah,
I don't care. They'll never fix it.
Okay, next up, got a few tweets with some bug fixes and whatnot. First of all, Raven just released one like an hour ago. They said, final circles on Al-Mazrah. Since our recent adjustment to final circle locations, we've observed some matches unintentionally ending with the final circle being entirely over water. It was like every circle. Every circle was ending in water. And it wasn't like 10% water. It was like the circle was 80% water or 90% or fully in it. So that was super cool. We're currently working on a fix that will greatly reduce how often this can occur, and that's on their Trello board. So not fixed yet, but they are aware. Thank God that is in fact a bug. Next up here, we have one from Treyarch. Weapon tuning is enabled for ranked play, but the ability to tune is currently disabled in the Warzone ranked menus. So basically it's bugged, and it doesn't let you tune when you go into Warzone Ranked. So their workaround, players who wish to tune their weapons for Warzone Ranked can enter a standard Warzone playlist to edit their loadouts, which then carry over into Warzone Ranked play. So I'm pretty sure if you already had loadouts set up and saved and tuned, I'm pretty sure that works. But if you didn't and you're setting up a new class, just click on like Warzone Trios, make your class, go back into Ranked, and it will you'll have that tuning. So that's in the works, a fix for that.
I wish it did just disable weapon tuning, honestly.
I like it mostly for the little things like getting like a little bit extra ADS, things like that.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, make the attachments just not have so many cons, but since they do.
Yeah. So anyway, there's the workaround for that.
They also said they're investigating the issue for the generation or to generate lethal equipment at a much higher rate. That's the drill charge thing we were talking about. You can do that with any lethal, whatever you use. Most people are using drill charges, so a fix should be coming out for that. A couple days ago too, a Call of Duty account tweeted out, "We are aware of a recent uptick in server-related issue reports. Investigations uncovered a network buffer memory issue that we have since addressed. Our teams are actively engaged in mitigation of further issues. We are committed to continued progress and will update as we are able." This is true. We didn't notice any server issues, really. I had some issues playing Shipment, of all things, yesterday, which was odd. I had one lobby crash on me, freeze and crash, and another one, we were all 999 ping for, I don't know. It always seems like longer when you're there, but realistically, it was probably like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And then the server was fine again after that. No issues in Warzone. I was watching some streams again late last night. Joe and who else was there? I don't remember, but Joe, he was in a lobby. It was lagging and freezing, and he said he was in his 14th hour of his stream, and he said that was the first server issue he's had that day.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty good. He's like, I'm not even mad about it. It hasn't been an issue, but the server was lagging like the entire time. It was very bad.
Yeah,
but,
okay.
I mean, it was like every lobby before was super laggy, so that's good. That does seem to actually be fixed. And last one here, Call of Duty also tweeted a Ricochet update. In preparation for Warzone Ranked Play Beta, the team has done the following. Activated new server-side detection systems, developed new back-end tools for investigation with studios, updated third-party hardware device detections, enforced password resets on accounts at risk or suspected of being stolen, instilled a minimum level of 45 to play. Our work continues. We are committed to fighting against unfair play. No obvious cheaters yesterday. Well, there was one that we thought was cheating, and we all reported him, and he immediately got kicked from the lobby.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if he was actually hacking, if he got like shadow banned or live banned. His buddy was streaming, went to his buddy's Twitch account, just some small streamer with a few viewers. And right after that match, his buddy was able to join right back on him. So it must be even more strict where you can get people kicked now if you spam report them. So that's cool for us because we genuinely did think he was cheating. But that's also miserable for a bunch of other people if you can get spam reported and kicked.
Which you can do in I don't know if you still can, but you were once able to do in multiplayer ranked play. Some kid made a TikTok where he's like, all right, if everyone on our team reports that guy, then he'll get just kicked from this match right now. And he did.
Yeah, it's like a guaranteed kick if you do it a certain amount of times.
Which was insane. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the same person spam reporting actually does something. So, yeah, by the way, if you think someone's cheating, I guess you should just report them yourself like 100 times in a row as long as you're willing.
Like it was
that did factor into the multiplayer example.
Like Jake thought the guy was cheating. He's like, dude, this guy has no recoil and he's hitting nothing but headshots. So we started spectating them and he was like looking in weird locations, and right where he started looking, this guy ran around the corner and it was like 50 meters away. There's no way he knew he was there. The team hadn't popped the UAV. We're like, oh, this does look sus. He's probably at the bare minimum walling. So we're like, well, let's report this guy. Within 5 seconds of me saying that and all of us opening up our menu and clicking report, he was immediately gone. He was gone from the lobby like that, like as soon as we all reported him.
Yeah.
So
it was pretty funny.
He didn't get shadow banned or banned though, so yeah, I don't really know if he was actually hacking or not.
Exactly. That's the thing. If he was able to rejoin again right away, it's like, okay, well, that's pretty shit system then. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's dumb. Just have an anti-cheat that works. So yeah, here's my thing on this Ricochet shit. I'll never know if any of this. They could be lying and no one would know. I mean, who knows?
What if there's not even an anti-cheat?
It's possible. The only thing you're going to notice as a player consistently is like aimbotters. If someone's aimbotting and they're being brazen, it's very obvious. But if they're walling, like I have no idea how many people that kill me are walling. First of all, I get a kill cam like 20% of the time. So if they're walling and I don't get a kill cam, I won't know. And then also on top of that, you know, sometimes people pre-aim corners. Maybe it was smart to do. Maybe I was pinged by his teammate. Maybe, you know, some other guy saw me from some other angle. I don't know. Maybe heard me because he has better ears than me. I don't know. Like there are a bunch of things that could account for, you know, behavior that might look like walling. So you'll never know. So I don't know how many people were cheating, but yeah, no obvious aimbotters, but there never has been really.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I don't know. Hopefully they're doing something.
Yeah. So that's it for the patch notes pretty much. And then we'll get in here to some news and some upcoming changes. First one here, as I was talking about in the patch notes, XclusiveAce did a video yesterday on the movement and handling buffs for Modern Warfare 2, but it also, you know, carries over into Warzone. So the first one he talked about was the first raise, which is the one like when you first pick up a gun, basically, and then how quickly that gun is ready to be fired. Again, that's the animation that can be canceled. There was like almost no difference in the amount of frames. Like he even slowed it down, showed them side by side. On most guns that he tested, it's like you can barely tell there's even a difference. So they essentially lied about that. So it doesn't matter. Just cancel the animation when you pick up a gun in Warzone, like I said. Next one he tested was the quick raise, which is the time your gun comes back out and is ready to fire after like throwing a tactical, throwing a lethal, dropping a muni on the ground. This had a noticeable buff. Your gun is up at center and ready to fire much quicker than before. He didn't give exact values, but if you watch the video, he compares them side by side. Definitely very noticeable. So a small but very welcomed and good change there. That's good for Warzone and multiplayer, actually, because you do that a lot, and that's been one of the most frustrating things, how long it takes to do anything in this game with your elite operator. So good change. He tested the walking and running camera movement that we talked about. That is toned down a noticeable amount. He showed side by sides. Yeah, it's one of those things you don't really notice, but compared to how it was before, noticeable difference. Yeah,
I see. Mm-hmm.
Also, they talked about the damage feedback visibility. So this one, they had said, like, your screen doesn't get as red. It will be, there's less obstruction on your screen, essentially. Easier to see when you're taking low damage. He tested it before and after. There was actually no noticeable difference. So I think they just lied. He's like, you can like look at screenshots, load down the video. You can't tell the difference. So that's just a lie. Next one here, he did test, which I will pull up the image. This is a before and after of the lasers. Let me zoom out here and put it up.
Little laser.
Here's the before and after of the laser visibility. So we have Season 2. Up at the top here, Season 3. And then Season 3 Reloaded, which is where we are at the bottom here. And you can see, especially when Season 3, they made them super bright. It is noticeably less bright now with Season 3 Reloaded. That is the bottom line here. My thing is, this does not translate into game at all. This screenshot makes it look like a drastic difference. That's not how it seems in game to me at all. Especially with people running like the 7 milliwatt or the super bright green one everyone runs. It is still so fucking bright and thick. And that's like the one everyone uses. That's the one that gives you sprint to fire, ADS time.
Yeah.
And what else? Something else.
Hit fire accuracy.
Okay, yeah. So it's still so bright that to me it's like actually unusable because you'll just die if you like aim your gun through a doorway and someone's on the other side. Like you spot people in Warzone all the time with this. It's crazy. So, I mean, according to just testing, it is not as bright, but I don't know. I don't really see it, to be honest.
Yeah,
this screenshot makes it look pretty drastic, and it did not feel.
It does make it look drastic. I feel like on Moz, the second to best hipfire laser, which is a red one, is like undetectable outside.
Yeah.
So it definitely has some impact. but you know, they're still too bright though.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe that one was already fairly not visible. So yeah, maybe that's a bad point of comparison. I don't know. I haven't gone back and tried the green hipfire one, the goated one again.
See, and I did yesterday. I was using it on shipment when I was using the new SMG pistol. And from my point of view, like me looking at my own laser, it is the same level of brightness, I think.
They need to just revert the change. It was something that didn't need to be changed. Because it was still visible before. Oh,
they were too bright to begin with. Yeah, that's we complained about that when the game launched. Like, oh, fuck, these lasers are like unusable. They're so bright, get you killed. Well, then they made it even brighter, and now it's still too bright. So cool.
Yeah, exactly.
And then next up here, wow. I can't believe we're talking about this. We have breaking news. Breaking news.
We just talked about it, too.
A nuclear calling card is now in Modern Warfare 2, 7 months after release.
Wow.
Woo, let's fucking go, baby.
Woo.
Love the devs. Great work out there. Really hard work. And they made 4 of them. So instead of just having 1 on launch, they decided to make 4 of them 7 months later.
Yeah.
Is it retroactive? No, of course not. Did you get a nuke the first week of the game? That sucks. You won't have the calling card.
Yeah.
So there's a calling card for getting 1 nuke. There's a calling card for getting 3 nukes. There's a calling card for getting 5. And there's 1 for getting 10. The first 2 are abysmal. You can go watch the video and see.
There's 1 for getting all of them. So there's 2 for getting 10.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, the stupid mastery is so dumb because by the time you get the last one, you have all of them.
Yeah, you get them both.
So it's weird. But anyways,
yeah.
So the first 2 are terrible. Yeah, they're not good at all. So it's not even actually worth going for a nuke even because the first one is so bad. You actually have to get 5 nukes before it gets good. And the actual good one is like the 10 one and the mastery one, yeah.
And I'm never spending that much fucking time.
I would have to play Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer every single day until the next game comes out for me to get 10 nukes, yeah.
Yeah.
And I still probably wouldn't get it. Yeah. So that's cool. Thanks, I guess. Cool.
They're such a trash company.
Yeah.
And by the way, they all fucking suck. They're all bad.
Nah, 5 and 10 are pretty dope in my opinion.
They're animated, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you didn't watch the video.
No.
So you're just looking at my screenshots. Oh yeah, it looks dope when it's animated. It's like the whole explosion colors. Oh, okay. But the 1 and 3 don't. It's like it's hard to explain, but you can look at them yourself in game. Just go to like the calling card section. You probably have to press like 35 buttons to get there. I couldn't tell you how, but they're calling cards somewhere you can see. So yeah, there we go. Crazy thought. Maybe just put the nuke calling card in the game at launch. I mean, you've designed and sold and implemented how many hundreds of calling cards through bundles and other features since the game launched from now to then, but we can't get a nuke calling card when the game launches. You made the same mistake in MW19 and you're just doing it again. Yeah.
At this point, I think they do it on purpose because they did it for every game.
Mm-hmm.
MW19, since MW19, it was added later, was not retroactive. And I was really mad about that one because I did get a nuke before the calling card came out, and I was very fucking annoyed that it didn't apply retroactively. Cold War, I think we both did. Maybe not. Cold War got one after launch.
Are you sure? I thought Cold War had one on launch.
Positive. I'm positive because I remember the update. Because they did a bunch of changes to their showcase shit in addition to that change. And it was maybe later than now. It was like 9 months after launch. Yeah, I remember. I'm almost positive. Yeah. Vanguard, I don't know if it had one at launch. Maybe it did. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it still doesn't. Who knows?
I don't know.
Vanguard's a dog shit game.
I honestly don't know. I think Vanguard did. Yeah, maybe it didn't have one, actually. Yeah, I have no clue.
And then this game also. So it's like, are they doing this on purpose or are they just forgetful? Like, yeah. And it doesn't apply if it applied retroactively, I would care so much less. But the fact that it doesn't also is infuriating. Yeah. That's insane. So anyway, those are in the game. That's cool.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Next one here, we had a video from JGOD. This is talking about the new pistols, the FTAC Siege and the GS Magna. Just quickly here, mostly already talked about the FTAC Siege, which is, it looks like a Tech 9. It has like a 50 round mag and like a 72 round mag. The other one's for sure 72. I don't know if the middle one is for sure 50 or like 52. But it is a contender for the close range, with the close range meta time to kill, according to JGOD. It's around 560 milliseconds, which is right, he said, in the sweet spot of like 550 to 600 for the meta SMGs. Not broken, but it is definitely good. Like I said, I personally didn't like it. I felt like the movement was trash. I didn't try too many builds either.
Did he say anything about how far its first damage range is?
That was the other thing. But that's, it's a lot of shots to kill. Like, it's the fire rate's so high, yet like this is why I was saying it felt like it's a hit marker machine in multiplayer. It takes like 14 shots to kill, but the fire rate is 1200 RPM.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So it really pumps it out. So yeah, I don't think I like it, but I'll for sure try it some more. But then the other thing is like, it would be, well, that's the thing, but there's no other good perk, because that's what I was like, okay, I'll try running this and I won't take overkill. Then I took Tracker, used it for 3 matches. Never once did I use Tracker.
Notice anything.
Yeah, it was never valuable to me at all. So I don't know. But there you go. So worth leveling that one up for now, I would say. It's easy to unlock 50 hit fire kills. I used the X12 semi-auto.
That's one game. Yeah.
It was 2 games of shipment. Yeah. Got like 27 and then the rest in the next game.
Because something to remember, you can use these underwater.
Yes, that's the biggest thing.
So, like, if it's like a competent SMG that you can use underwater, like, that makes it pretty good on a Sheikah. Because then you don't have to pick, do I want a pistol for a water end game or do I want an SMG? Now you can kind of have both. So it's definitely worth unlocking this for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And then next up here, the dual deagle. So I was saying earlier, these were bugged. So this is how it works.
Holy shit.
Usually, so the deagle, like the single deagle will have a base value, or so this automatic deagle, I should say, it does an amount of damage. Then when you equip a Kimbo, the way all the other guns work in the game is each gun does less damage than per bullet, since you have 2 of them. That's how they balance them. So with this, it actually just stacks. So you get the same amount of damage still, but you have 2 of the guns. So that's why this, he didn't say the exact range. I would imagine it's like actually within like 3 or 4 meters, but it is a 269 millisecond time to kill at the closest range. So that's half the time to kill as like the meta SMGs that everyone says kills too fast. So yeah, it's like immediate death pretty much if someone uses them. I've seen clips of it, haven't ran anyone with them yet. But like I said earlier too, there's no laser on these, so you cannot get good hip fire. It's not possible, which means you have to basically put the guns against someone's head. So sure, you can get a crazy time to kill, but you have to be like physically touching the person. So I personally will not be leveling these up because I know these they'll fix the akimbo bug. And then after that, they'll just be unusable since they're only like it's a worse damage range than just using a shotgun. So yeah, I won't be leveling these. I can't say that I would recommend wasting your time doing it because you also need like, I don't remember how to unlock this one, like 50 headshots with the deagle or something.
Oh, that sounds kind of fun.
It's a lot more annoying than doing just 50 hit fire kills with any SMG.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would recommend leveling and unlocking the F-Tac Siege though. I don't know about the deagles.
I kind of agree. That's what I thought just reading about them. Like, they sound so absurd that they're either going to be insane and then get nerfed, or they're going to be bugged and then get nerfed, or they're going to be just fucking dog shit gimmicky, which is, kind of what it sounds like. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think the F-Tac Siege should be the first priority for sure.
Yeah. Next thing here from Charlie Intel, for the people who care. So Warzone Mobile had a release date on the App Store of expected around May 15th, so like this week, but they never formally made an announcement for when Warzone Mobile was launching, so people were actually like, whoa, maybe we're actually gonna like, it's gonna be a surprise and we're gonna get it that soon. No, so now they changed the expected launch date of Warzone Mobile to November 1st, but they still have not actually came out and set a release date, so they don't know when it is. So it may come out at the end of the year, or it may not, but there you go, it's not coming out this next week, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And then a couple little leaks to end that out here.
This is interesting.
So here's an image that you can see. We're, of course, not showing it on the pod. Some guy tweeted this out yesterday. Thankfully, I screenshotted it because I knew, oh, this is going to get DMCA'd. So I screenshotted the image on Twitter to save. Sure enough, a few hours later, it was DMCA'd. But we do have a leaked image of a future Warzone map. And the fact that it was DMCA'd mean it is real content. If some guy just made a random image of a map and said it was the next Resurgence map and it didn't get DMCA'd, you know it's fake. So this is real. It is said to be a Resurgence map, not a large-scale Warzone map. There's an unknown release date. People think it may be sometime this year or not. I don't know. But there's not much info about other than the screenshot we're looking at. So it looks like a smaller... So think Amsterdam, and then think like if Amsterdam was like 10% the size it is. It looks like that style. So it's like those same buildings you see in Amsterdam where it's like the real pointy roofs, like real like narrow tall buildings. It's got the river running through it.
Falls easily off of,
It's got river running through it, and then off, every so often there's like a little bridge going over it, little pedestrian bridge, roadways, little houses, little shops, a windmill. So it definitely looks like it takes place in the Netherlands. It's like a smaller little town compared to Amsterdam. I don't know anything else there besides the city of Amsterdam, so someone may know. But yeah, there we go. It looks pretty. Looks cool. Not sure how it would play as a Resurgence map, though. If a bunch of these like pointy buildings are like that, it seems weird, right? It doesn't seem like a multiplayer map.
Yeah, it's
or not
a
like
very
a
alpha image.
It's like it's not very completed,
yeah. It looks like Minecraft, actually. It's like basic fucking polygons. Yeah. By the way, if you're a Damascus patron, I have put the image in Damascus chat because we won't get DMCA'd there. Patreon.com/thedropshot. But if not, get fucked, I guess. I don't know. You could Google leaked Warzone map. Online, yeah. I'm sure you could find it. But yeah, for you patrons, it is in Discord. I'm not putting it publicly. I don't know if Activision could crawl into our Discord and get it fucking banned. But it's behind a paywall, whatever. Anyway. Yeah, it looks, I don't know. It's hard. It's so hard to say.
Looks pretty, but I can't see it being a Warzone map. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what's the weather going to be like? So the guy said it's going to be a Resurgence map. I wonder why he thinks that. Was that like part of the file name for it or something?
I think he just assumed it wasn't a large scale map because it's been like kind of a given, which we'll talk about in this last article here from Tom Henderson. That the next large Warzone map is Las Almas, which is the campaign for Modern Warfare 2.2222.
Yes.
And that was like somebody found like a screen or somewhere on Al Mazrah map. There's like a building and there's a map like pinned up on a wall. And it's like, oh, this is Las Almas. And it says right there, and it's a whole map. And you can tell that's like the future like Warzone TAC map. Because there's water in it, there's a big city, there's areas with nothing. So it was like very obviously like the next Warzone map. It was just a matter of, oh, when do we get this? And so that's why I think he's assuming this is probably...
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's probably just a Resurgence map, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't have too much to say on it other than... I mean, it doesn't look bad necessarily. It's just very hard to say. Because another thing too, like you see the roads rather... They might put buses, cars, trains in the road as like more cover or less cover, and that would dramatically change how it plays, So it's still impossible to say if it would be good. But one thing I will make a note of, actually, there's water. Not great.
Yeah,
don't
like through those little dirty canals, yeah.
Don't like that.
They should make a Venice, Italy map. They would love that. Can't see shit. Bunch of water.
Oh my god, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
In the rom-coms, they go on the stupid boats, and there's like,
the water's disgusting. I've been there. I've been to Italy. Venice. Miserable city, by the way. I would recommend it to anyone. Don't ever go to Venice, Italy. Horrible city.
That's why I don't travel. I'll look at pictures.
Yeah, it's like, actually just look at pictures of Venice. It's much better than going there. Anyways, last thing here. We have an article from Insider-Gaming. This one is from Tom Henderson.
Tom Henderson, friend of the pod.
It says, exclusive, Call of Duty 2023 is named Modern Warfare 3. So insider gaming sources have revealed that this year Call of Duty title will be called MWIII. The title's in development by Sledgehammer Games. That's Jason Schreier told us that. But it's understood to be supported by various other Call of Duty studios, just like its predecessor. So Sledgehammer is the lead dev on this one, supported by everyone like they do now. It's been widely reported that Call of Duty 2023 was a premium DLC for MW2, and although that was the case at one time, this year's title is a fully fledged sequel to MW2. Modern Warfare 3 will feature campaign multiplayer zombies,
wow,
and a new Warzone 2 map during the title's first season.
Wow.
So Las Almas, the map found, during the Modern Warfare 2, well, I guess it's in the Modern Warfare 2 campaign, yeah. So Las Almas, the map found within the Modern Warfare 2 campaign, will be MW3's fully fledged Battle Royale map. It is understood the map will launch during Season 1, which is currently penciled in to be into launch at the beginning of December of this year.
What?
So 7 months from now.
That's pretty soon.
So for Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, several sources have said the mode is essentially an Outbreak 2.0, which is cool. I like that idea because we liked Outbreak. It was missing a lot, though. They could really expand on that. We said that from the beginning. Outbreak could be the future of Zombies, that open world vibe, but it needed a lot of work. So
yes,
it's understood that Activision is currently weighing the possibilities on if the mode should be a part of the premium title or not, or if it makes more sense for the mode to be free to play. And then he has some key dates here. So we're looking at a beta for MW3 in exactly 5 months from now, basically. The beginning of October.
Soon. Yeah.
Campaign early access again, November 2nd. Full release of Modern Warfare 3 this year, leaked to be November 10th. And the Season 1 launch, which is when we would see Las Almas, would be December 5th. So most of this we pretty much already, I guess, knew or assumed. My biggest question from this is, will we see Al Mazrah removed, or will we finally get 2 Warzone maps, I wonder?
That's a good fucking question.
Because they made the file size smaller with this game. They claim they figured out how to do that, so the game doesn't take up as much space. So does that mean we can finally fit 2 large BR maps? That's what I'm wondering. Because again, they're just, by the time they get there, Al Mazrah's barely going to be playable, and then boom, the map's gone. Are we just continuing that cycle again? I don't know. So I hope we will finally see 2 large-scale Warzone maps. I'm actually optimistic we will. I think we will. I think this is when it's going to happen. We're finally going to get 2 large, whether it be rotating or whether you select which one you want to queue for, I don't know, but I think we're going to get 2 large-scale maps at the same time.
I agree, because we really have not had Moz for long. I feel like we just got it. I don't think they're going to throw it away. They did that with the Resurgence map.
Hey, we thought that at Fortune's Keep. We had it for fucking 3 months. They did that with Fortune's Keep,
yes. But that wasn't a big map. So I feel like they'd be less likely to do that. I'm likewise optimistic with you. Let me remind everyone, by the way, that I called all of this, except the zombies thing. I said it's going to be Modern Warfare 3. That would be the title, and that is exactly the title as leaked here. Got him. And developed by Sledgehammer. Again, I said it was going to do that, and it was going to be basically a glorified expansion pack, meaning it's on the same engine with the same feeling and UI and maybe even client. Probably not the same client. Definitely not the same client, actually. But it's going to be like the exact same engine. So the UI, the perks maybe even, are going to be exactly the same. That's not confirmed in these leaks. None of the leaks are technically confirmed. But I'm just reiterating that I said that before, and I'm doubling down now. But I did tell you MW3 is going to be the name of the next one. Not hard to figure out. We also told you that it was going to be Las Almas. We were not the ones to find that. But Tanner found like a screenshot or whatever that was going around on Twitter a long time ago. And we talked about that and said it's very likely. So we were right about that as well.
It was a pretty area in the campaign, too. And I remember just playing the campaign like, oh, this would be a great space to have a multiplayer map. This is a really cool design map. And
makes sense.
Shoot House is in Las Almas, too, I'm pretty sure. The Shoot House map takes place in a bigger Las Almas area, if you really look around the outside of the map.
Yeah. And these leaks are also in line with everything we already have been told. There's going to be a premium release this year. Activision has confirmed that at some point. It was, I don't know if it was in a shareholder meeting or what, or a blog post or something, but they have confirmed it. And the leak says the full release is November 10th. That's like exactly in line with when that would be. MW3 makes a lot of sense. The only real surprise here is zombies, which is very cool, and I'm very much looking forward to. And like you said, if it's like an Outbreak 2.0, that's also really cool. Because, again, like you said, Outbreak was really interesting, fun new concept, needed some changes. Zombies purists did not love it, but it's a very good starting point for what could become a very fun, engaging, deep zombies mode that we haven't had before.
Yep.
So them iterating on that is a really good call. Even if Outbreak 1.0 wasn't super popular, I like that they're going to keep kind of working on that concept to make it better. And I'll also add, if they have zombies and it is Outbreak 2.0, I find it inconceivable that they wouldn't also have round-based zombies as an option. So even if you're not an Outbreak, if you're an Outbreak hater and you think it's impossible to iterate on and make fun for you, I think you'll be getting round-based anyway if Outbreak 2.0 comes to the game.
Yeah, I
so
wonder.
No matter what, I think you should be a zombie. If you're a zombies fan, I think this would be good news for you. And this is from Tom Henderson, so I believe all of this. It's still subject to change, but if it changes, it's probably not because Tom is wrong. It's probably because Tom was right at this time and Activision changed their mind about something. So keep that in mind as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if we'd get like round based at all, because this is just Treyarch. I mean, this is Sledgehammer's game, so obviously Treyarch is doing like what they did in Vanguard, making a small little zombies mode for them. But you got to think Treyarch's main title is also coming out next year, which should have a full-fledged, large zombies mode. So I don't know if they would put that much work into Sledgehammer zombies this year. You know what I mean? Kind of like how Vanguard's was shit. I'm not sure. So I have a feeling, if anything, the way actually he says it, like a Outbreak 2.0. I feel like they're not going to call it Outbreak since it's not Treyarch's title, but it will be something that's not round-based again, I bet. And I hope it's not some weird dog shit like we had in Vanguard, which was miserable. Because like actually at that point,
worst,
I wish Treyarch did not waste their development time making Vanguard zombies. That was such a waste of their own time.
It was a complete waste of time, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The reason I think it would... You could be right, but what I'm thinking is if they did Outbreak 2.0, they would have like... The entire skeleton would be there for round-based. They would just need to, like, cut off a section of their Outbreak map, or cut it into quadrants, maybe, and there's 4 new maps, and then just turn on round-based.
Yeah, but that's not how it worked in Cold War, right?
They would have to add more new things, you're right, because they'd have to add wonder weapons, they would have to add...
Plus, they have to make the whole bullshit story like they have, the fucking dumb war.
So maybe we wouldn't be guaranteed it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think
it's pretty likely, though.
Round-based zombies is cool. It has its player base. It always kind of will. But I really think they could kind of, like, make something really big again. Like, make a big, popular zombies game if they expanded on Outbreak. Because, yeah, Outbreak is, like, a great starting point for, like, an open-world zombies mode. But it was just lacking so much. I mean, you could walk around for so long and there'd be no zombies. It felt like there was no risk. It felt like playing, like, DMZ and playing... like round-based Cold War zombies was playing Tarkov. That's what it felt like. There was like more at stake. There was more risk. Outbreak was just like, the dumb little boss battles were kind of shit too. I think actually basically they were on to almost nothing with Outbreak aside from some sort of like open world type zombie mode on like one large scale map. So I think they can expand a lot on that. Again, as we talked about, some sort of PvP where their other players would be dope too. It could be really, really cool, and I think that genre could, like, explode again, and that could... I mean, that would sell a lot of copies of a game if they did all that. That would make people... Like, casuals would love something like that, I think, that are, you know, people that are just done with round-based could be exciting. So, yeah, so basically 2 things to look forward to here from this article. Outbreak could be very interesting. It may not be, but the fact we're getting zombies this year will be interesting and hopefully good. And the other thing to be excited about is Las Almas. Nothing else you should be excited about. The game's going to be terrible. Sledgehammer is developing it. They did not have a full development time to do this. I don't care if they're getting help from other studios. It's not going to be a good multiplayer game at all. It'll be worse than Modern Warfare 2, probably. So don't look forward to that. But Las Almas should be cool. Hopefully we get 2 large Warzone maps, and Outbreak can be very interesting.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. I agree. I largely agree. Yeah. I'm very curious to see what MW3 like multiplayer, for example, looks like. Because I really strongly think it's going to feel exactly the same as MW2. With like different camos and different guns and different maps. That's really what my impulse tells me. But maybe it'll be different. I don't know. But anyway, I'm giga done. So patreon.com/thedropshot, bonus eps, ad-free eps, early access. Stay humble.
Stay humble.